I'm a massive fan of macrame. I have been ever since I was introduced to the medium, nearly 2 years ago now. And what I love about it is the simplicity of it, but also the myriad of knots that are available. There are hundreds of different combinations. You actually start off with 5 knots, but it's just the way you use them, and the combination of knots, the type of gemstones that you use, and the cords that we've got in stock at the moment are just amazing. We've got hemp, which is a really good basis to start, and then we go up to satin. We've just had some amazing paracord introduced to the setup as well. And the gemstones, every single gemstone just lends itself so well to this discipline. As I said, it's very easy, it's very simple techniques, very easy to pick up, anyone can do it, and the world is your oyster, literally.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh as she guides you through how to make beads using friendly plastic. Liz will teach you how to make an array of different shapes and patterns, including round beads, wrapped and tubular beads. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. So to get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Good evening and welcome to my final late show here on JewelleryMaker. And just before we start any problems or issues, I'm moving to the Designer Inspiration Show, so I'm not leaving the channel. And Vicky Field will be taking over from me here on the late show, so it's all very exciting. And but far more exciting than that is all the treats that the team have put together to celebrate me leaving, basically. So we're going to do a bit of a give. Actually, can I just say, I am absolutely for me. Sam, our tech-up, who is a very talented jewellery maker, she said that she's attributing her craft fair success to me showing her designs on air, and she's made these for me. I'm absolutely running with the Sam. Thank you so much. That's a very nice gesture. Don't want to go now. Oh, thank you so much, Sam. That's amazing. Well, we have got a little treat in store for everybody out there, haven't we? Because we're going to do a little quiz tonight, and we are going to give away the pearl and ruby necklace that was created on my penultimate show. So Angela Edwards put this together for us last night, and we're going to give it away as a gorgeous prize this evening. Genuine rubies and pearls in this beautiful necklace, but it's a quiz throughout the evening. So there's 4 questions. You have to send in your answers to all of the questions. You have to write your answers down throughout the show. Send all 4 in. At the end of the show, we'll give you a time. And then, if everybody has who's sent in the correct answers with their customer number will be entered into the prize draw, and the winner will be selected at random. Is that correct? Got all the details right? There you go. Oh, do you want to? Okay, so we can give you the first question right now. We can get up and running with the last late show quiz. My last late show, I should say. Okay, according to Ed's catchphrase, if you miss it...
You miss out! Sorry. Sorry. Why would you do that? Why would you do...
Why would I do it? I didn't do anything. I read the question out for you. Okay, I've got a feeling some people are going to get the first one right. Okay.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
It's conditioned.
It's Pavlov's. Do you know what? My producer just said the exact same thing in my ear. Thank you. Pavlov will be so proud of you. Okay, well that's the first question. So write down your answer if you know it. Unbelievable. The second question will be coming very, very soon. Shall we just get up and running with the deal now? Because that's just thrown me completely. Where are we going? Oh dear. Oh yes, of course. Sorry, yes. We've got the bead alarm wire. It comes to you in your, it's the half-ounce wire, and it comes to you in the slightly obscure gauges, I suppose you could say, because they are 0.64mm, 0.72mm, 0.81mm. 20, 21 and 22. Basically, they're American gauges. I think that's why. So they have them numbered and they're just slight variations. But this is the German-style wire, and you're getting 3 packs. All wire workers are going to be flying in for this one. It's so popular, this particular wire. But there are only enough for 44 lucky individuals to get around. Oh, sorry, there only were enough for 44 lucky individuals to get involved. It's just one of our most popular items, so we wanted to get it into our last late show together, producer Liam and I. If you want to add this to your collection, you need to be dialing the free phone number right now. So you get 5 metres of the 0.64mm, 4 metres of the 0.72mm, and 3 metres of the 0.8mm. Sorry. People are texting in. Say, participation Pete strikes again. He can't help it. Any chance to get on screen, AP? Even if you ruin the teams out all. Hold this one. It's our best ever outtake on the last ever show. Okay, huge numbers of people already flying in for this one. We only have 44 available. We told you that from the start. Congratulations to all the people who've already checked out. I'll tell you now, we are now down to 34. 10 of these have already been allocated. I'm going to try and keep you as updated as I can, or try and keep those updates as accurate as I can. This is expected to be a sellout deal, and it's partly because of the versatility of this wire. But not only that, but the durability, the strength of the wire itself makes it so perfect. Whether you're sort of work hardening it, manipulating it, it's always going to work in those wire designs. We know that wire work is our most popular discipline, and actually, because you've got the 0.64mm here, which you've got, I believe, 5 metres of 0.64mm. Oh, I thought it was 4 metres of 0.72, 3 metres of 0.18mm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. You could do macrame, wire macrame with the 0.64mm. I've just been in with the wire macrame workshop. They're still here. They're still working away with Mark on their designs. Whoa. Okay, these are starting to fly out the door. We've also got a queue on our free phone number. Let's get our price on screen for this collection of wire. It's $11.95. Most competitive price we can offer you here at JewelleryMaker for the bead-along wire. 5 metres of your 0.64mm, 4 metres of your 0.72mm, 3 metres of your 0.81mm, proving to be extremely popular, as you can see. Approximately 20 of these have already been allocated. They are starting to fly out the door. Oh, and there's another 10 placed in baskets, so we are approaching limited availability now. If everyone was to check out, we would almost be approaching single figures availability. So if you want to get hold of that, start checking out. Rebecca, Diane, Tina, Shirley, Eleanor, regular viewer over in Spain. You need to be checking out on that deal. $11.95 for your half-round bead-along wire. Perfect for so many different techniques. And of course, we know the popularity of wire work as a whole. That will be available for the next 60 minutes on our website, or while stocks. As you can see, over half the stock's now been allocated to that particular deal. We've got a lot of deals to bring you this evening, I have to say. And I'll show you one of these incredible deals. This Spinel cluster chain is coming up later in the show. It has It is absolutely gorgeous. Spinel set into sterling silver chain. Absolutely incredible. So faceted rondelles of Spinel there, clustered together on a ½ metre length of sterling silver chain. It's coming up later in the show. Just wanted to make you aware of that. But we're going to keep the deals coming. We're going to do another wholesale opportunity now on our silver little pearl nuggets, I would describe them as. And it's a double delight of silver pearl nuggets. It's Ed's double delight. There we go. I'm definitely not going along with the grey, because they have that metallic sheen, that silver tone. Don't get me wrong, I have seen pearls that I would go along with the grey classification where they have more of that storm cloud-like drama to them, but these certainly have the metallic shimmer that I would associate with silver pearls. Gorgeous pearlescence here. Lime greens, fuchsia tones coming through there. Oh, they are classified as pearl nuggets. There you go. See? I'm so in tune with the product these days. 8 by 5 millimeters in size, fantastic elongation, makes them perfect for specific designs. Could be bridesmaids commissions perhaps, for your fascinators or your hair combs. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe Mother of the Bride might be a kind of tone that would go with kind of dusky lavender or purple kind of ensembles. What we're thinking. We've got a double deal here. So we've taken 2 strands of your silver pearl nuggets, bundled them together so that we can provide you with a wholesale deal. Now the other great thing about these is actually flower girls, they're perfect as petals, aren't they? So you could actually just take 5 of these and create a little floral motif on your hair comb. Perfect. Okay, lots and lots of people showing interest in these as well. A luxury item in your pearls, an organic mineral, and you've got this beautiful organic finish to the pearls themselves. They're almost like, I always described them as being a little bit like pearl cabochons, because they have the flat base, which means they will sit flush to the décolletage or within the metalwork, the structure of your piece, and then you've got the gorgeous shimmer that you associate with this beautiful mineral. Hand carved by Mother Nature. 8 by 5 millimeters in size. They are top drilled, so that's why I think they'll be so perfect as petals, or maybe leaves for a hair vine or tiara-like piece. So versatile. Adding value to every piece you make because of the luxury that's attached to beautiful pearls. Gorgeous silver pearls, 2 strands, doubled up, only available for the next 60 minutes, of course. And here comes your price point. $11.95 for 2 strands. It's a double delight. Incredible opportunity. If you want to add that to your order, once again, you need to be checking out your basket as quickly as possible. We have proved to be very, very busy today here at JewelleryMaker. Maybe you've been inspired as the day's gone. Maybe Frankie's shown you something you hadn't thought of previously. If you've got your order up and running and you've paid your $2.95, that will last you all day. Up until midnight this evening, you can continue to add to your order. You're only ever going to pay that 1 P&P of just $2.95. $11.95 for 2 strands of pearls. And I have to say, Jesus says there's a lot of people already showing an interest. And I should share that with the group actually, because I did put it out on Facebook this morning that we've got 2 hours of lowest ever prices to come this evening. I told you, they're celebrating the fact that I'm leaving. Why not? I'm only joking. I'm only joking. We want to go out with a bang, don't we, guys? And that's how we do it. 2 strands of silver pearl nuggets for less than £10, just $9.95. That's £4.98 per strand. Okay, we're going to leave that one with you. We are going to move on. We're going to continue with clearance opportunities, however. Where are we going to go to? Okay. Wow. A double deal on golden Rutile quartz. One of the most collectible gemstones available, I would argue, because people who have a passion for gemology seem to be drawn to this gemstone. It's prized for its inclusions, isn't it? And that's why people are so intrigued by it. You get those beautiful little flashes of golden inclusions inside the gemstone, known as rutilations. They're gorgeous. Absolutely exquisite. And the colour tones that you're getting on these particular varieties are astounding. They range in size from 6 by 3 to 10 by 5 faceted rondelles. It's good because they almost have a champagne-like feel to them. In fact, how about alongside the silver pearls? Would that work? The silver and the golds together, like that. True luxury there, haven't you? Like that. Okay, now if you were to invest in these 2 strands individually, you'd be looking at a price point of $29.90. They're normally $14 maker. I think you can see that. Seriously? Told you he wasn't going to mess around tonight. It's my last ever late show. Buy one, get one for £1. But we only have a limited number available. We've got fewer than 20 And that's before we revealed the clearance price. They're already starting to be allocated to people's orders. If you've got an order up and running, this has to be a no-brainer. Gold and rutile quartz, this is perfect because you've got one for your personal collection, one to make your money back on your design. And, you know, I know that some people are a little bit standoffish about the kind of price points that you might be able to achieve in certain venues, but if you're working with a gemstone like this that offers you so much character, that does have its own individual story to tell on each and every gemstone, $15.95 for 2 strands, absolutely out of this world. Should be $14.95 per strand. Buy one, get one for £1. 80 carats on both strands here, so you're getting 160 carats of gold and rutile quartz for $15.95. So that's £8 a strand. And this is a gemstone that attracts a lot of attention from collectors because, I mean, I've mentioned this in the past, but, you know, we get a lot of new buyers every day. The workshop attendees today would have had a tour around the building. They would have gone down to the museum to see the owner of the company, Mr. Steve Bennett's personal collection of gemstones, which houses the largest morganite in the world, huge piece of tanzanite rough, and alongside those very prestigious gemstones, 2 huge gold and rutile quartz. So when it comes to gemologists and gem hunters, they love this gemstone. Okay, if everyone was to check out the baskets, we'd be left with very, very limited availability, so we are going to move on. Wow, there's people multi-buying now. We're going to move on. And we're going to bring you carved leaves of amethyst. We were talking about this last night, weren't we? For Valentine's pieces, whether it's a commission that you're working on or whether you're creating something for a loved one. You know, I speak to a lot of gentlemen jewellery makers on Facebook these days, and when Mark and I do shows together, lots and lots of guys getting involved. Paracord, for example, tends to be very popular. Chainmail, for example. So if you are a skilled jewellery maker, as a gent, can you imagine integrating these into a beautiful design for your soulmate? Do you like that? Because all the work's done for you by the lapidarists. Beautiful little carvings here. They're 12 by 8mm in size. That very traditional amethyst purple tone, if you like. It's the only way to describe it. You do get variations in the colour tones, but then if you look on the surface of the gemstone, not only have they been carved into a leaf shape, I mean, we were talking about hair vines and tiara-like designs before. Look at that, the little carvings. I mean, so precise as well, because it's not as though, you know, there's sort of irregularities really. They're very uniformed in terms of the detailing. I can't back to this, but as a combination, silver and purple, classic colour tones. And if you did want to create something for Valentine's, silver, purple, kind of seems to be quite in keeping with the elegance that you might be looking to create. Especially with pearls and amethyst, can't go wrong. Okay, now if you were to buy these 2 strands individually, we know that the carved leaves are always popular. They'd only be $8.95 anyway, at the best of times. But this evening, as a clearance deal, 200 carats of amethyst carved leaves, buy one, get one for £3. I told you, producer Liam's excited. What's exciting you most, Liam? Is it the opportunity to work with Vicky Field? You can tell me, you can be honest with me. She's a very beautiful lady. Are you just trying to make me stay? No. He just wants to give everybody out there an amazing deal. He's not interested in who's standing out here. He's interested in all of you at home getting the best possible deal for probably one of the most recognisable gemstones on the planet, a must-have for all jewellery makers. Do you know what I want to know? I want to know if Sam and Terry know one another. They're 2 of our customers. They're based in the States, in New Mexico. And do you think that Sam and Terry know one another? Do you think it's just a massive coincidence? It's strange, isn't it? Because in the UK, we kind of have a bit more of a knowledge about our own geography, but America seems so massive to me that I don't know whether it'd be more likely that they know each other because jewellery makers... Do you know what I mean? Would it be more likely or less likely? Text in. The gallery's going with no, they don't know each other. We're a global company. New Mexico's a huge state. They just both love jewellery making. Okay, what are we saying then, Sam? Should we be contrary?
They're on the same sofa.
Yeah. Sam's saying they're in the same home and they both love them. Oh, it's a big place. Yeah, that's 120 square miles. Okay, let us know. Sam and Terry, text in from New Mexico. You're tuned in, let us know. We're going to move on. Oh. Okay. Yes. Okay. Shall we stay with the carved leaf gemstones? Another variety of quartz, this time your clear quartz. If you just grab the amethyst, you've just made a huge saving, haven't you? Because you've got buy one, get one for £3 there. So that is the equivalent of making a £5 saving. You could put that towards the clear quartz carved leaves. They're slightly larger. They're 14 by 10 millimetre size. Oh, look at that. So if you did have a design in mind, I'm thinking maybe a kind of elegant necklace design. For a plunging neckline, alternate the clear quartz, the amethyst. What do we think? Sam's nodding along. So there we go, I know I'm onto a winner. Sam can do no wrong tonight. She's just given me a whole collection of cufflinks as a gift. Wow, 120 carats on each strand here. So you're getting well over 200 carats in total. They're 14 by 10 millimetres in size, so quite sizable. You could almost make these the feature of a design. You could just use 3 of these in a matching set. Just have one as the pendant, 2 as your earrings on a pair of shepherd hooks, and then of course you don't have to part with a great deal of carat weight to make your money back. Ends up being a very profitable design. So 2 strands of clear quartz, 240. Again, all the work's done for you by the lapidarist, and if you were to buy them any other time, it'd be $15.90, $7.95 per strand. Really? Buy one, get one for £2. So under £10, and when you consider the amount of work that's gone into this, not just, you know, the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years that Mother Nature's put into creating the crystal structures, and of course to find jewellery quality clear quartz isn't as easy as it sounds, then of course it's been mined, sent to the other side of the world. This was actually sourced in Brazil, where we do get a lot of quartz formations under the ground in South America. Sent to our cutting facility, and then hand carved into these beautiful little leaves. We put them on the live TV show, and producer Liam takes them to a ridiculous clearance price point. Buy one, get one for £2. Unbelievable. I don't think we should be too blasé about what we are actually doing here this evening on JewelleryMaker. Amazing clearance deals. Again, simple tiara twist technique, and you can use these fantastically. Oh, tree of life, Sam, is that what you mean?
I actually didn't want a tree like we've got there.
One of those trees with those leaves. Shall I grab it and show everybody? It's quite impressive, isn't it? An ornamental piece, but it is the tiara twist.
The smaller tree, then you can put like earrings on it.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Sam has shared this with us previously as a craft fair tip, actually. Have you ever mentioned this to Mark? He might like to know it for craft fair tips too. Should he get it into production? I'm going to start a rumour now, aren't I? So what Sam does is she creates a tree like that, and then she hangs cufflink and earring designs from the tree to attract attention. It's all about, you know, sort of set dressing, attracting the right kind of clientele to your stall. There you go. 2 strands for £9.95. That's £4.98 per strand. So you've got 240 carats of clear quartz carved into beautiful leaves. Look at the clarity there. That is absolutely out of this world. Lots of regular buyers getting involved this evening. And if you want to ensure that those are heading your way and you're buying online, do make sure that you check out your basket as soon as possible. We're moving on. Okay, wow. Gorgeous cherry reds here from your red quartz. These are gorgeous. They've almost got they've got like a kind of cranberry red tone on the base of it, but there's a subtle pink hue emanating from the centre of the gemstone as well, so ticking every box for you here. Love that. That rich cherry red tone, almost a ruby red if you like, but much more sizable carat weights than we'd usually see in ruby here at JewelleryMaker. Don't forget, we are giving away a pearl and ruby necklace this evening. We'll give you a reminder of our first question very soon. Coated quartz here, Rondelles. They are 9 by 7 millimetres in size. Again, you know, you could put these alongside white pearls. You could literally emulate this design, but using the red quartz, I think. Just need some white pearls. Love that. You like that? We are going to give you a clearance double deal this evening. Should be $15.90, so normally $7.95 per strand. We are going to give you a clearance double deal. So you get over 300 carats this evening for $11.95, another massive saving this evening here on The Late Show. We are going to be doing a lot of lowest ever prices for many of the items that you're going to see tonight. Last of stock deals traditionally here on The Late Show. And of course, my last Late Show with you. So we want to make it special. $11.95 for 2 strands of red colour coated quartz. And it will only be available at that price for the next 60 minutes. So grab them while you can. If you've got them in your basket, you know what to do. And we're going to move on, because it is now time for a star buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Now, I think we've developed a bit of a remit here on The Late Show for providing you with lots of stock opportunities, very, very competitive prices, clearance deals really, but also for bringing you essential items. You know, I think part of the concept of the show is allowing people to make the most of that 1 P&P per day. It is a very impressive offer. There's not, you know, every company out there that's going to allow you to just continually add to your order over a 24-hour period for 1 P&P per day of just $2.95. It is quite impressive. And so we kind of take on the mantle from the morning show and the Designer Inspiration Show. They're all about inspiring your designs, taking your jewellery making journey in new directions, and we are here to make sure you can maximise on your 1 P&P per day. One of the ways we do that is by bringing you clearance deals or star buy opportunities on findings. We have got your rose gold, your gold and your silver plated findings kits here. You get 110 pieces in each kit. That's right, yeah. So you get 330 in total. You can see there, they are all identical, just in the varied metallic tones, the traditional 3 metallic tones of silver, rose gold and yellow gold. They're all plated. You've got 3 different kinds of head pins, including the featherweight head pins. You get 2 pairs of shepherd hooks in each colour. You get your toggle clasp, your ribbon cord ends, your jump rings, your crimp beads, and a metre length of chain in each colour tone, as well as these decorative little spacer beads and crimp bead covers, fancy earring findings. It's all in there for you. 110 pieces in your silver plated findings, 110 pieces in your gold plated findings, and 110 pieces in your rose gold plated findings. So all bundled together to give you over 300 plated findings, everything you could possibly need to create an incredible suite of jewellery. But this evening, not only are we going to bring it to you at a clearance price, but we're going to give you a star buy deal. So if you were to buy all 3 findings packs individually, you'd be paying $31.85. Already an amazing deal. $10.95. Oh, right, okay. So on average, over £10 on every kit anyway. Is that right? Or is one of them $9.95, something like that? On average, over £10. Nice and simple for me. Even I can't do that maths. Okay, right. We are going to give you not only a clearance deal, but a super star buy price for your silver plated findings, your gold plated findings, and your rose gold plated findings this evening. 330 pieces in total already. Lots of people coming through. That's the way to shop from us. If you are new to us, I certainly wouldn't wait around for the price reductions this evening. We are going to be very aggressive on our prices. It's my last ever late show, and we're going to go out with a bang. Should be $31.85 this evening. Under £20, $19.95, so over £10 worth of savings. That's effectively like getting, well, you are getting one of the finest packs for free there, aren't we? So it should be £31.85. This evening, £19.95 for 330 pieces. 110 silver-plated findings, 110 rose gold-plated findings, 110 gold-plated findings. Very, very popular, these findings kits, because they are so all-encompassing. They literally have everything you need to create beautiful jewellery, and then some. I mean, if you look at the detailing on the little toggle clasp, for example, you've got that textured metal work there, gorgeous heart shape. Again, could be perfect for those Valentine's commissions. £19.95 is not only a clearance price but a star buy deal, available for the next 60 minutes on your 3 individual findings packs, 110 pieces of each metallic tone. Lots and lots of people taking advantage of this deal online at JewelleryMaker.com. If you are shopping via the free phone number, don't forget you're only investing your time on the lines because it is a free number. When you come through to a member of our help team, then they'll add this to your order. It's a must-have deal for most jewellery makers, isn't it? £19.95. Amazing opportunity. Now, there you go. I've just made a right mess, guys. I bet Vicky won't make a mess when she joins us. Okay, we're going to move on. Before we do, let me remind everyone, because there's going to be a few people who have just walked through the door, and of course, take it easy on the roads if you live up north and you're, you know, dealing with snowy weather conditions. We don't want anybody rushing home for my last show and getting in trouble. But we are giving away this pearl and ruby necklace this evening as part of our quiz competition. So you need to have the you need to have all 4 questions answered, and if you did miss the very start of the show, then we'll give you an opportunity right now. So we're going to ask a question each hour, and then in the final hour you need to send in your questions with your customer number. All correct answers will go into the draw. You could win this luxury necklace created yesterday evening by Angela Edwards, and it's the ruby and pearl necklace. The first question is, according to Ed's catchphrase, if you miss it, you... Well done, Pedro. Good self-restraint there. Okay, so if you want to be entered into the prize draw, if you want the chance to win a ruby and pearl necklace this evening, we'll leave it there, pride of place. Then you can enter the competition via all the usual avenues. We'll show you the details in a little while, but just write down the answers to the questions for now. So if you miss it, now coming up at the halfway point of the show, a luxury item. We have got a few luxury strands to bring this evening. 7 p.m. tonight, we're bringing you this premier strand of tourmaline, multicoloured tourmaline, as you'd expect from the rainbow gemstone. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous combination of colours there, beautifully polished gemstones. That is coming up at 7 p.m. Do not miss out on that. We are going to give you an exclusive launch price this evening. We're going to move on, and we're going to bring you the portfolio bag. Told you we had some goodies tonight. This might be one of the items you missed out on previously. It's backed by popular demand, and I think this is one of those kits that people tend to use when they are transporting and just say, oh, this clasps come slightly loose, and you can just repair it for them. And we've had that as a question put to some of our designers in the past. You know, what happens if something breaks for somebody? You fix it for them. Simple as that. And so if you've got a few tools or a few extra findings in this, you can also transport jewellery designs in it, I suppose, or maybe certain strands. It's the little mini bag, perfect for storage as well, of course, perfect for transporting items around. Lots and lots of people who maybe have missed out on this opportunity previously. This is perfect. Oh, actually, the other night somebody was saying they would be tempted to take certain items with them as a little designer challenge, wouldn't they? Just rather than taking a whole kit or a whole project, have a little something to work on for travelling in the car or on the train. Perfect. Or you can imagine back in the day, before she passed her test, Laura Binding just having one of her wirework pendants and a couple of pairs of pliers in that. The train challenge is over now. We definitely don't advise anybody to be doing cabochon wrapping while they're trying to drive on the motorway. 18.5 by 15 by 5.5 centimetres. Oh no, 18.5 by 15 by 5.5, so that's the depth and it's all the dimensions of the bag. Anyway, it's the little mini portfolio bag. Really? And add it to your order price. I said that's what we were all about here on The Late Show, giving you a way to maximise on your 1 P&B per day, and we've taken it down this evening to $7.95. That is a must-have for most jewellery makers, isn't it? I know people who have got 2 or 3 of these, actually. Oh, Sam's got this one, haven't you, Sam? There you go.
All the bags I've collected.
You've got all the bags.
They're all useful for everything, for something.
They're all useful.
This one I take on my coach holidays.
You take it on your...
Coach holidays.
On a coach trip?
Because you're only allowed so much carry-on, and the bigger bag takes up too much room. So this one's better.
Genius! Sam just said, if your bag's over a certain size, they won't let you take it onto the coach. They put it in the hold underneath. So if you've got something like that, you can still carry it on. That's probably true of airport carry-on as well. But don't put your pliers in there, or they won't let you take it on. Yeah, don't put your pliers. I probably wouldn't put any wire in there either. No. Be careful what you're putting in there. Or you could just use it as a little bag, so you could just have your little sandwich for the play. So there you go. $7.95 for the mini portfolio zip-up bag. A must-have for all jewellery makers, and add it to your order price. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Where's that? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, sorry. It was disguised by the tool that you have here, leaning back against it. So, absolutely gorgeous. We are now going to bring you one of the big 4, natural ruby. 100% natural. And you've got that archetypal colour tone attached to this particular strand of ruby. But when you're dealing with natural ruby, you are in an exclusive group of people who maybe have never had the opportunity to own rubies that have been untreated. Rubies, traditionally, we're talking about maybe 7% of all rubies that are natural and available. So over 90% of rubies go through some treatment, whether it's heat treatment or fissure filling, for example. And yet, we are able to bring you 100 carats of ruby, which is 100% natural. You've got that archetypal ruby tone that you associate with the gemstone. You've got a gemstone which predominantly on the market is treated, and yet we can bring you this variety exactly as Mother Nature intended it, 100% natural. And I can tell you that this evening we are going to take one of the big 4 under £20. Over 100 carats of ruby for under £20. And we're not talking about, any old ruby here. We're talking about natural ruby. Very, very sizable carat weights. I mean, when you think of ruby, this is the colour tone that you want to see. You want to see those beautiful, rich, bold reds. You want to see that subtle purple hue coming through, and that's exactly what we've got. Absolutely gorgeous. We've also got a graduation in size on this particular strand. They range from 6mm up to 10mm. We are literally ticking every single box for you as designers here, aren't we? One of the big 4. Over 100 carats. 100% natural. You've got that archetypal ruby colour tone. And we're going to take it under £20. Start dialing the free phone number as quickly as possible. We've already got takers for this one, both online at JewelleryMaker.com and via our free phone number. Here comes the under £20 price point I promised you. $19.95. Over 100 carats of ruby. 100% natural. We're not going to stay at that price point tonight. We are going to honour the lowest ever price. If you missed out on this strand previously, now is your best opportunity to get involved. We're dealing with the last of stock at the lowest ever price, and we've taken it down to $15.95. One of the big four. I promised you under £20. We've taken it to $15.95. If you want to add that to your order, the time is now. If you want to add natural ruby to your collection, dial the free phone number. Get involved quickly. $15.95. It is proving to be extremely popular, as you'd expect. Anytime we bring you one of the big four, or big five, as we sometimes refer to it now, thanks to Tanzanite, the phone lines light up. People know that this is going to be an appropriate gift for loved ones. They know that it's going to be very, very sellable at their craft fairs, and this will attract attention because people will be able to see that you are sourcing the real deal, natural ruby. You are in that small percentage of people, maybe less than 10% of all rubies on the market that are 100% natural, and you can join that exclusive group this evening. But for $15.95, that's a clearance price. It's only available at that price for the next 60 minutes, so take advantage while you can. You've got to add that to your order this evening, haven't you? That is just incredible. Okay, we're going to leave that one with you. Congratulations if you've grabbed that one. We're going to move on. Where to, sorry? Okay. Ooh, I like that. You could easily use those rubies with your sterling silver connectors or earring finders. Depends how you see it, really. So you can either add these to your shepherd hooks, and you've got the opportunity to maybe put one of the larger rubies in the centre, and then 3 of the 6mm on the dangle, a little bit of movement. Or of course you can use these as pendant findings, and then you've got the opportunity for that tassel effect that's so popular. You can still suspend you know, a more sizable gemstone in the centre, maybe how about if you want to create a kind of a multi-strand necklace? You could use these as sterling silver connectors, so you're adding a huge amount of value into your pieces. So you can have a 3-stranded necklace, maybe pearls, rubies and pearls, like we've seen working so exquisitely well in our competition prize. You get 3 pairs in total, 3 pairs if you see them as earrings, or 6 individual pendant findings, depending on how you view this particular item. Sterling silver findings, and have a look at the detailing. Hugely versatile, adding value to your piece. We only have a limited number of these. They have proved to be extremely popular. 1/3 of the stock's already been allocated. I did say we were going to be popular this evening. Well, there you go. No wonder. Under £10 for sterling silver earring findings, or connectors, or pendant bells, depends how you see it. Never be pigeonholed by the kind of the title attached to the finding itself. It's all about thinking outside the box, challenging yourself to come up with new and innovative ways to integrate these into your designs. Sterling silver findings for $9.95. Amazing opportunity, and you can see there that you get 3 pairs. So 6 individual findings or 3 pairs of your sterling silver findings for $9.95. Another add it to your order deal. We are going to move on from that price. In fact, you need to start checking out, because we are approaching limited availability. Oh wow. We're moving on. Another luxury opportunity this evening. We've already seen rubies, pearls, amethyst. We're about to bring you tourmaline at 7 PM, and now we've got Ethiopian opal. Have you seen the pinfire in this? I hope it's going to come through. There you go, it's coming through on screen as well. You've got the marmalade tones, greens, even violet hues coming through in that classic pinfire that you associate with Ethiopian opal. I think most people associate this with the gemstone itself. Can we see those? Oh, there you go, look at that. Fantastic. I can see the opalescence on every single gemstone. As always, our studio lights doing us no favours whatsoever. Regular viewers know they can trust us. They know to get involved as quickly as possible on these particular deals. Love that pinfire. It is just exquisite. And of course, again, very, very rare. Probably only about 5 to 7% of the world's opals come from outside of Australia. You've got Ethiopian opal here. But I think when you see this strand, the location is going to go out the window, because all you are going to be doing is looking at that fantastic opalescence, that gorgeous pin fire, that play of colour that we find inside the gemstone, that swirl of apricot and lime greens and violet tones, all very, very impressive on every single gemstone here. You do get a graduation in the colour tones, so you've got from the kind of translucent tones to the golden hues to the ambers on this particular strand, but I think it's all about the colour play. 20 carats in total. They range in size from 3x2 to 5x2. As you'd expect, I've already got a lot of interest coming through for this strand. Opal's one of those gemstones that has that almost inherent, I think there is a kind of, I think it's almost a sentimental association with this gemstone. I think people recognise it as something that maybe, you know, does have high value, that is highly sought after. Maybe you have a loved one who always wore opal, for example, and that's the association that you have with it. It tends to be quite personal, people's association with this gemstone. That's what I've found in my experience, not always. I mean, it might just be that, you know, it's hugely recognisable and you know that people are going to be attracted to it in terms of sales for your strand. Now, the opalescence that I can see is not really coming through on screen. That's why we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee here at JewelleryMaker. Get it home, see it in the flesh. You can see even see the violet tones on that recording, as well as the greens and the orange. If you look actually at the base, I was going to say at the base of the gemstone, of the recording, you can see the swirl of colour a little better. You can see the blues and the purples. And actually, if you look at the plate that it's been recorded on, in the reflection you can see the pin fire perfectly, the tangerine tones even coming through on there. 20 carats in total, already lots of interest, as you'd expect. Really? £1 per carat? It's only previously featured on the show once prior to this evening. We are now dealing with the last of stock, 1995. I can't believe it. Okay, we have very, very few of these remaining in stock. And so far, every person who's guaranteed their order has taken more than one strand. Oh, Nalia's now come in. She's grabbed one as well. So if you want to add this to your order, you need to be taking advantage. I know what people are thinking there when they're taking more than one. Create a design. Probably going to achieve about a £40 price point on opal of this quality. That means your strand is paid for. You can create a design for yourself. Gratis. You like that? All you need is the cost of your clasp, if you like. There you go. It's getting emotional in the gallery. Are you singing that to me, guys? Were you really? You take away the biggest part of me. Ooh. 1995, the 20 carats of Ethiopian opal. This is flying out the door. And regular viewers, if you've seen this, the quality of our Ethiopian opal in the past, you know we're not going to let you down. We are struggling to get that pinfire to come through on screen, but trust me, when you get this home, you will not be disappointed. Absolutely out of this world. We're moving on. Love this gemstone. I was thinking about it, but I will attribute it to Ben. He just said, I cannot believe we've got this strand on the Late Show. I was going to steal it. Wow, is all I can say about this particular strand of kyanite. The consistency of colour is out of this world. And, you know, at the moment, we are having a bit of a problem sourcing one of our most popular blue gemstones on the market. Traditionally, when we think of luxury blue gemstones, we think of tanzanite, don't we? And at the moment, industry experts are turning their attention to kyanite as potentially becoming tanzanite's replacement. We know that people are after blue gemstones or bluish purple gemstones. We know that it's the colour tone that tends to evoke purchases within people who have a passion for luxury gemstones, and yet, you know, we're just not being able to find sizable deposits of tanzanite from the one location that it's found in. So industry experts are now turning their attention to kyanite as its potential replacement. You can understand why. It has the same kind of romantic location where we actually source the gemstone from, traditionally in the Himalayas, and that's exactly where this strand comes from. It has very similar colour tones as well. If you have a look at these, almost a transition between the cashmere blues and the violet tones, and that's, I have to say, on this particular strand, this is one of the greatest saturations of colour I've seen in a strand of kyanite here on JewelleryMaker. It's absolutely gorgeous. Faceted rondelles, 45 carats in total. They range in size from 2x1 up to 5x2 millimetres in size. I would suggest that now is a good time to start investing in kyanite. It's only a matter of time before the prices start to eke up on kyanite, if it is to be the replacement for tanzanite. So I can't say what's going to happen in the future. Of course, I haven't got a crystal ball. But as an industry, we're expecting to see tanzanite that we are struggling to find. And kyanite seems to be one of the gemstones that is being bought up by a lot of very prominent jewellery design houses. Now, you've got 45 carats on this particular strand, and I can tell you now that in 12 months' time, I wouldn't expect to see this at less than 50p a carat. But this evening, that is exactly what we can do for you. We're going to take this strand, probably one of the highest quality strands of kyanite I've ever seen here on JewelleryMaker, to $19.95. 45 carats of kyanite for $19.95. Unbelievable value. Can you imagine this alongside a strand of white pearls, just interspaced? Makes your pearls go that little bit further, makes your kyanite go that little bit further, and adds value. That's the kind of strand I can imagine Jan working with on one of her commissions. And of course, when we talk about the kind of price points that you can achieve for your jewellery here on JewelleryMaker, we're talking about potential. We understand that it will fluctuate depending on the location you sell, the venue, the kind of customer base you've built up, but whenever I base a potential price point onto jewellery designs, I always base it on what the expert designers have told me. And you know, Jan's telling me 3-figure sums for her pearl and gems of distinction jewellery design. So I'm not saying you will definitely be able to achieve that, but it's certainly been achieved by jewellery makers using these goods, using our pearls, using our faceted rondelles. So the potential's there for you. Less than 50p a carat for what, you know, could be the newest member of what would become the Big Six, potentially. Good point. As Ben's just made the point, who knows if the deposits of tanzanite are truly depleted? We can stick with the Big Five, because who knows how much tanzanite we're going to see. And of course, this means you'll see fluctuations in the market for the price on tanzanite as well. So you might find that, you know, 2 years ago when tanzanite was plentiful, we were able to achieve much greater prices when we were buying tanzanite at cost. These days, who knows, you might start to see the price of tanzanite rising. And so it might be that kyanite is actually a more affordable opportunity. So there's lots of different connotations attached to this gemstone. You know, it's always precarious within the gemstone world, but kyanite's certainly being thought of in those circles. We're moving on. And we're going to bring you some gorgeous faceted amethyst now. I love this. It's really ticking quite a few boxes for me. Luxury, but very, very feminine. Now, the luxury part of this strand is coming from the way it's been cut and faceted. Such a precise look on these beautiful top-drilled briolette drops. They range very subtly in size from 12x7 to 14x8mm in size. They're a kind of classic cut that you'd expect to see. maybe in a luxury jeweller's or a boutique window, aren't they? You wouldn't expect to see this kind of carat weight on one design. You've got 60 carats in total. Whoa, look at that. I suppose the passion of the lapidarist here to place those facets so almost strategically on the gemstone. That's the way I like to describe it, because you can see that it's been thought about from every single angle to the clarity and that very, very feminine colour tone. You can see here these have more of a lavender pinkish tone than the traditional regal purples that we associate with the gemstone. Oh, look at that. You can see there the clarity. It's been highlighted by the way the light is passing through the gemstone. You can see there, can't you? The light actually passing through the gemstone onto my fingers. That is just out of this world. And that's all down to Mother Nature creating such a perfect cut here in terms of the clarity, and then of course the lapidarist taking it onto that next level by creating those very, very precise Rhodolite drops. This is for the elite jewellery makers out there. You only need one or two of these in nearing design, and already you're starting to push the price points that you can achieve through the roof. So instead of talking about £5–10 for a pair of earrings, now we really are starting to think about £20–25, aren't we, based on the quality of the gemstones. Can't guarantee that the clientele will be available, but certainly that is the kind of price point you'd be looking at, I expect. But, you know, if you want more information about that kind of thing, why not attend Angela's workshop? She was with us last night. She'll take you through all the pitfalls of selling your jewellery and the kind of gemstones. It's just, for me, this is just a standalone strand. You don't have to go too heavy with the embellishments. I'm just thinking a little bit of the wire wrapping. Silver wire, sterling silver shepherd hooks. Keep it simple. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 gemstones on this strand. You might find you get 9 or 11, but if you got this strand, you could create 5 pairs of earrings. I'm thinking they've got to be at least £20 a pair. So that's £100 potential with this strand, and it's based on that cut. It's based on the femininity of that colour saturation, and of course it's not such an uphill battle, if you like. You don't have to convince your customers about the credibility of a gemstone like amethyst, do you? People are already aware of it. They want it in their collection. They want to see elite gemstones of this quality cut to these kind of specifications, and we can bring it to you this evening at a Jewellery Maker price and add it to your order deal this evening from our Gems of Distinction range of $39.95. So 2 pairs of earrings will help you to make your money back. After that, it's clear profit. And I think I'm being quite conservative there if you're working with sterling silver, and I'm saying £20 a pair, but I know, you know, some people are a little bit standoffish about charging very high price points, or they don't have the confidence to think that they're going to be able to achieve that. You've got 6 carats on every single gemstone. How about a macrame ring setting? So you set it so it's very traditionally sat proud in the design. Oh, so anybody, it's a pity because I've just seen people leaving Mark's macrame wire workshop. They would love that strand, wouldn't they? That'd be perfect for some of the techniques they've learnt today. How about if you've been experimenting with wire work and you've been creating those wire work rings, in those rings, again, what we're looking at, £15–20 a ring. That's a huge amount of profit. People are starting to multi-buy this strand now. They're recognising the value that they could make from this one strand. $39.95. Incredible deal when you think about the amount of work that's going into this. If you saw that in a boutique window, just one of those Rhodolite wraps on a length of chain, what kind of price point would you attach to that piece of jewellery? These are the kind of concepts you have to think about when you're creating designs. Of course you want a bespoke finish, but you also want to appeal to as many people as possible, and this is the kind of quality that people will associate with elite jewellery design. $39.95 for 60 carats of faceted amethyst Rhodolite drops. As I say, people are now starting to come through on our free phone line. They're even multi-buying the strand, so congratulations if you have grabbed that. If you've got it in your basket, you know what to do. You need to start checking out on that deal. We are going to leave that on with you. In fact, we're going to go to a quick break. When we return, we will be bringing you a star buy deal, so don't move a muscle.
Come and join guest designer Fiona on our resin workshop. Fiona will guide you through designing with resin and building techniques such as using resin to make cold connections, using wire, creating bezels, and using other mediums to create colour and texture. The full course includes resin and epoxy enamelling hardener, a bead scoop, a selection of different gauged wire, a selection of alcohol inks, glitters, gilding flakes and Angelina fibres, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, the Gem Museum, and a chance to visit the shop. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. If you love classic jewellery, then why not come and join guest designer Gemma Crow on our vintage workshop. Gemma will guide you through various beading and wirework techniques which will inspire you to create timeless designs from a bygone era. The full course includes a selection of wire, a selection of findings and charms, a bead scoop, use of all relevant tools and equipment, a buffet lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just $69.95. Have a blast from the past and take home some amazing designs. For further information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Join our guest designer Mark Smith on his Makes for Men DVD. You'll experience many different techniques specifically designed for creating men's jewellery. This DVD will cover how to make a slip knot, railroad bracelet, metal with leather techniques, cufflinks, a wraparound bracelet and a ball chain bracelet. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
Good evening and welcome back to my final late show here on the Jewellery Maker before I move on to the Designer Inspiration Show. We are now going to bring you a star buy deal, and it comes to you in the form of a Kumihimo collection. Now this is the Zari threads, gorgeous colour tones here, kind of classic gemstone colours for my money, and metallic tones. You've got your gold, your amethyst purple and your ruby red. These are really, really popular for all the Kumihimo artists out there. You get 150 metres in total, 50 metres of the red, 50 metres of the purple, 50 metres of the gold. Perfect for those Kumihimo braids. You can see that here. Gorgeous look, isn't it? Almost kind of Bollywood-esque, I think. Oh, and this was created by Tech Up Sam. Gorgeous design, love it. Absolutely incredible. Oh, you're pretty impressive, Sam, aren't there? Is there anything you can't do? Now, we're not only bringing you 150 metres of the Zari thread, in terms of the gold, the red and the purple, but also the Kumihimo accessories pack. So it's a silver plated pack, 3mm in size, so you get the little charm hangers, you get the toggle clasps, you get the little cord ends and the jump rings. So everything you need, silver plated, Kumihimo findings and 150 metres of your Zari threads. If you were to buy these all individually any other time, the price you would pay would be $11.90. Already pretty incredible for 150 metres. We are going to take it as low as we can possibly go. On my final ever late show, we're trying to give you as many deals as we can tonight. $7.95, another add it to your order price. We only have a limited number available for this one. I know there are so many Kumihimo artists out there, across the globe in fact, not just in the United Kingdom and the United States, but across the continent as well. Kumihimo, very, very popular technique. In fact, as I say, when I was on the show with Mark the other morning, he was telling me that it's fast becoming one of his favourite disciplines as well. He's got a whole Kumihimo toolbox. He showed us it on air, and it has this specific findings pack in it, in fact. Is that what inspired you? Oh, actually, executive producer Martha created my bye-bye bundles. For my final... I knew it. Yes, I would agree with that. You're very musical in the gallery tonight. They just all broke into bye-bye bundle, bundle, bye-bye. I was trying to do a harmony there with myself. What's wrong with me? I'm good, but I'm not that good. Can you do that? There are people that can do it, aren't they? Yeah, it's amazing. I'm not one of those people. $7.95 for your bye-bye Kumihimo bundle, 150 metres of your Zari thread and your silver-plated Kumihimo findings. Absolutely fantastic. Love that. Partly because of the colour tones, I think. The gold, the purple and the ruby red. Over half the stock's now been allocated on that deal. If you've got it in your basket, you need to start checking out. We are getting increasingly more busy as the evening continues. So $7.95 for that particular deal. Incredible for all of the Kumihimo artists. We're going to move on, because we've got a double star buy deal here. We're going to bring you a treble deal on the ball chain. Again, the three classic metallic tones here, the gold, the silver and the rose gold plated ball chain. You get a metre length of each. Wow. Very, very impressive. Now, the silver ball chain, the silver plated ball chain I should say, is 2mm in size. The yellow gold plated ball chain, the balls are 2mm. On the rose gold, they're a little more delicate, they're 1.5mm in size. We are going to give you another wholesale opportunity here, a treble deal, a chain special, 3 metres of ball chain in the three classic metallic tones. Normally, this would be $9.85. Really, already under £10. Already extremely competitive for silver and gold plated chain, but we're not staying there. Really? It's taking it lower than we'd actually discussed. So there you go. Another limited edition deal available this evening at $6.95 for 3 metres of ball chain, silver plated, yellow gold plated and rose gold plated chain. $6.95. Perfect. In fact, I've seen this used in Kumihimo braids to great effect. Did you go along with that, Sam?
Yeah. I've actually seen that and it looks incredible.
It looks stunning, doesn't it? Gives you kind of a different dynamic to the piece when you integrate the ball chain into the Kumihimo braid. So you could actually have... could you replace... Would you just have it as your lazy thread then? Is that thread in Kumihimo because it's all part of the braid, I suppose? But could you use it in place of one of these cords?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
And just braid it through the actual Kumihimo braid. Fantastic. There you go. So anybody that grabbed the Zari threads and the Kumihimo findings, you can integrate your ball chain into that look. give it that metallic shimmer, add value into the piece, and of course give it a slightly, you know, slightly different variation on the traditional Kumihimo looks. That could look fantastic, couldn't it? 3 meters in total, rose gold plated, yellow gold plated and silver plated ball chain. Should be $9.85 already, very, very competitive. We've taken it down this evening to $6.95. Amazing deal. We are so busy this evening. If you want to add that to your order, if you've placed it in your basket, you need to be checking out to avoid disappointment. We are going to move on from that deal, I believe. Is that correct? Shall we let everybody know about our competition this evening? Now, we're going to give away this ruby and pearl necklace to commemorate my time on the Late Show, I should say, rather than just celebrate me leaving. So this is my final Late Show, and so we've put together a little quiz. We've already asked the first question. Now we're moving on to the second question of the evening. You need to have all 4 answers to be entered into the draw to win this ruby and pearl necklace. Here comes question 2. For all of the people that want to enter, you need to be writing down the answers to these. Ed has been a presenter and a producer, but what else has Ed been within the company? So I've held 3 different job titles here within the Genuine Gemstone Company. All right, every single person now has said, yeah, he might have mentioned it a few times. Okay, I've mentioned it. Only a million times. Okay, so I've been a producer, I've been a presenter. What else have I done for the company? So that's the second question. You need all 4 answers. Director Bruce said, Pete, try not to shout out the answer, which he did on the first one. The first question was, according to my catchphrase, if you miss it,
You miss her!
Pete, what is wrong with you? Okay, so, no more recapping the question. You have to tune in for the rest of them. It is an amazing prize, but I just think, what about people who are at work and didn't get in the door till like 6 o'clock? Was that? I've recapped it now, but we're not doing that anymore because I'm getting told off in my ear. It is a really impressive prize, to be fair, rubies and pearls, so we want you to tune in and answer these 4 questions. That's 2 of them now. We're going to move on. Oh, it's the first of a 2-hour instalment of lowest ever prices. And I'll tell you what, to do lowest ever price for 2 hours, that's new to me. Right? Okay, let's do it. Shall we just try to fit in as many deals as we can at the lowest ever price? Okay. This is going to be like all that time ago, 4 weeks, on Boxing Day, where we did the 100 opportunity challenge. Okay, so we've got a multi-beryl strand here. Gorgeous aquamarine. You've even got little morganites on there as well. Faceted cuboids, 120 carats in total. And I'd love to spend a lot of time romancing each and every gemstone this evening, but as it's my last show, I want to make sure we do find a deal for everyone. We're taking all of these items to the lowest ever price, so let's just get down to business, producer Liam. How much would we normally have to invest for 120 carats of faceted cuboids of, wow, already at $19.95? You wouldn't have been surprised to see $39.95 there, would you? Based on the carat weights. Aquamarine, faceted cuboids. Okay, sorry, I've just been given some information and all I can say is start dialing the free phone number as quickly as possible. A luxury family of gemstones, beautiful beryl, should be $19.95 for the next 60 minutes. The lowest price ever on this strand. I thought you, when you said under 15, I just had it in my mind. I thought, oh, he's trying to trick me. He's going to go to $12.95. Under £10. Even my producer said, I don't think I should have done this. No, I don't think you should have. What's going on? Oh, why is it with you producers and going to ridiculous lows when I'm on screen? Was it because of my previous role? Oh my goodness, no wonder most people snapping up 2 strands of this. It's half price. Oh, everyone's a bad influence these days, aren't they? Do you know what I think it is? I think that it's peer pressure. Is that what you're saying? Basically, they're saying that I'm a bad influence. In what respect? I just make you want to go lower on gemstones? Unbelievable. That does remind me of a comment that Ollie made the other day. Shall I tell everybody? Director Ollie, who generally directs the morning show, said he can't wait till I move to the Designer Inspiration show, because then I'll be on screen with Prue, and he said, "Oh, I can't wait to see you and Prue on the show together. It's gonna be like when Only Fools and Horses met Downton Abbey." Okay, it looks to me like it's going to be a sellout deal. Should be $19.95, just taking it down to the lowest ever price of $9.95. Congratulations to Jacqueline's got 2, Anne's got 2, Deborah's got 2, Hazel's got 2, Michelle's got 2. There's probably about 20 people who have got that in their basket as well. You need to start checking out. We're going to move on. I did say that we wanted to bring you essential deals as well as luxury gemstone strands, and we're now going to bring you this handy storage box jam-packed full of earring findings. You get 25 pairs of each different design. There's 4 different designs. You've got the kind of harp-shaped design, which is also known as the kidney ear wire on there, but I prefer the harp shape. Then you've got the round ear wire, the fancy earring finding, and the fish-like finding. So 4 different designs, 25 pairs of each, 100 pairs in total, rose gold plated, all coming to you in this handy storage box. Any other time, this should be $21.95. Well, to be honest, that is pretty remarkable value at $21.95, isn't it? Because we're talking about, hold on a minute, that means we're talking about normally 2p a pair. We're not even staying there. We're about to take this to the lowest ever price. Here we go then. It's another opportunity for you to start flying in on the free phone line this evening. We want to go out with a bang on my final late show. $17.95. Can't say better than that. Should be $21.95, down to $17.95. Now we're talking about 1.8 pence per pair. What are you thinking of there? That's less than a penny per finding. That's amazing. Rose gold plated earring findings, and of course they're doing all the work for you, so you can create lots of different designs very, very quickly. Statement earring designs here, 100 pairs for $17.95. That's less than a penny per finding. We're going to move on from that deal. Lowest ever prices. Now this is, I saw the description of this earlier today, and it's described as green kyanite, but when you see it, it's more of a teal colour for me. It's got a bit of depth to the colour. There is a green hue in there, but certainly got the blues in there as well. Wouldn't you agree? You've got the kind of traditional cashmere blues as well that you associate with kyanite, but there's there is a kind of a forest green hue coming through from the gemstone as well. Polished ovals, they range in size from 7x4 to 14x9, and we've just been discussing the potential luxury and prestige that may be attached to this particular gemstone as we move forward. Because, as I say, industry experts are now starting to turn their attention to kyanite as a potential replacement for tanzanite. We can't find tanzanite on the open market as readily available as we have done in the past, and so industry experts are now starting to invest in kyanite as a potential replacement. So you might find that this ends up being very, very highly regarded as we move forward. You've got 50 carats here, and we're going to give it to you not only at a jewellery maker price, which any other time from our Gems of Distinction range would be $39.95, less than £1 a carat already. And these are very, very sizable carat weights. But this evening, we're taking this to the lowest ever price. Start dialing that free phone number as quickly as possible. You've seen just how aggressive producer Liam has been on the prices so far this evening. Down to £27.95. That's more than £10 back in your pocket on this particular deal. $27.95, should be $39.95. Taking it down to $27.95. Kyanite, as I say, already hugely collectible with people who are knowledgeable about gemstones, but as the awareness of kyanite starts to increase, as you know, the kind of gaping hole that tanzanite is going to leave within the luxury industry starts to be more evident, and we start to look at luxury gemstones like kyanite to take its place, you know what happens in our industry. Not only does it, as an item like this becomes more in demand, the prices start to rise, it becomes rarer, everybody wants it, can't get hold of it. You can own it right now, effectively for what, 60p per carat? At the lowest ever price. Should be $39.95, down to $27.95. People are flying in for this one now. We've got people multi-buying this particular deal. Congratulations if you've grabbed this particular one. We are going to move on. We've got so many lowest ever prices to fit in. Ooh. Like little soap bubbles of loveliness, as my executive producer would describe these. They're the rainbow coated crackled quartz. 380 carats in total, 12 millimeters in size, so kind of statement size gemstones. Lots of texture, and then added to that you get that play of colour on the surface added to it by that rainbow coated. I don't know if that's coming through on screen, but I'm thinking for all the little Elsas out there, this is going to be perfect, isn't it? Trust me, when you get it in the flesh, you'll see that little play, kind of oil on water kind of effect. Basically what you see when you blow a bubble. Oh, it should be $7.95. Wow. Okay, so it's already ridiculous low. We've taken it down to $6.95. Last in stock, it's the lowest ever price on this particular strand. So if you want to grab this one, maybe you've worked with these in the past, you've found they're very popular within your designs, start grabbing it now. We've taken it down to the lowest possible price of $6.95 for 380 carats of rainbow coated crackled quartz. Perfect 12mm rounds. Lowest price ever, $6.95. Add that to your order while stocks last, and of course in 60 minutes time it's going to go back up to the original price. Lots and lots of people coming through for that one. Stay where you are. Congratulations to everybody who's multi-buying that one. As you say, we don't see it every single day. We are now down to the last of stock. Buyers from across the globe, we've got to move on to our next lowest ever price. Moving on. Gorgeous carnelian rondelles. This is fantastic. Could be looking at kind of spring or summer connotations with this. Maybe you want to match it up with some of the earthier colour tones, maybe some of the metallic tones we associate with wirework, such as the antique bronze or the copper tones, will work really well with a warm gemstone like carnelian. Faceted rondelles, beautiful saturation of colour, very consistent colour tones across the strand, from the kind of goldens tones to the tangerine hues, even a depth of colour there, almost bordering cherry reds hues as well there, so you can't go wrong with this. They range from 5x3 to 9x4. We are going to take it to the lowest ever price. It comes from our Gems of Distinction range. Start dialing as quickly as possible. I just read something really interesting about this gemstone that I'd never heard before. It's a kind of traditional folklore attached to a gemstone carnelian. I hadn't heard this before, but apparently it's supposed to help a timid speaker, somebody who's a bit quiet, who's a bit reserved, to be more articulate and confident when they have to speak in front of groups of people. Can you imagine presenting somebody with this if that is something that they struggle with? I mean, as you know, I could do with some carnelian from time to time. Now, do you know what? I talk to people about this all the time because people ask me about this particular thing, about public speaking. And like, you know, if they have to give a presentation at work or whatever, they say, Ed, have you got any tips? Obviously, this is what you do and you never shut up, so you can obviously do it. And I actually say I don't understand that feeling of being like kind of like nervous about that, because when I stand in front of people I don't think of it that way. I like revel in it. I like being the centre of attention, so it's difficult for me. But I mean, there's, you know, trying to be relaxed and breathing stuff is one thing, but maybe if you believe in the traditional folklore attached to gemstones, that's something that's attached to carnelian. Okay, 85 carats of carnelian. Any other time this strand would already be down at $11.95. We're not staying there. We're taking it down to the lowest price ever. So it should be $11.95. We're going to go down to $7.95. Don't forget, all of these lowest ever prices are only available for 60 minutes, so you've got to grab them while you can. Beautiful faceted carnelian, should be $11.95. We've taken it down this evening to $7.95. But as I said, we can only honour that for 60 minutes. That is unbelievable. We're trying to make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible this evening, and look at the quality of that carnelian. Look at that saturation of colour. And actually, the quality of the gemstones is highlighted for me, again, in the lapidary work. The way it's been faceted with that level of precision really goes to show the beauty of the gemstone. Okay, over half the stock's already been allocated on this particular deal. If you want to add that to your order, if you've got it in your basket, start checking out. It's only going to be available at the lowest ever price for the next 60 minutes. We're going to move on to another deal. We only have a handful of these remaining in stock. Bye, executive producer Martha. I'll see you in like 5 or 6 weeks. Okay, executive producer Martha has given us clearance to go extra low on this particular deal. We've only got a handful left. We've got 5 remaining in stock. Beautiful blue sapphires. I would almost go as far as to describe these as Ceylon blues. That classic colour tone that we associate with, I suppose, classic sapphire, if you like. 10 carats in total. The reason I say that, I mean, this hasn't come from that specific location Ceylon sapphire comes from, but it's definitely a very, very similar colour tone, if not the same colour tone I'd associate with that variety. I mean, I've sold Ceylon sapphires 3-figure sums when I was a producer on Gems TV. We can now give you the lowest ever price for the last 5 in stock. So, I mean, this does come in a presentation box. It is representative of our elite quality Gems of Distinction range. Any other time, this would be $37.95. Really? Lowest ever price. Clues in the title. We've taken this down to $24.95 for 10 carats of beautiful blue sapphires. That is exquisite, isn't it? Again, how about this alongside your white pearls? Pearl and sapphire necklace. In fact, if everybody was to check out their orders online, this would be a sell-out deal. Congratulations to Janet and Michelle. You came through on the phone lines very, very quickly there. It looks to me like this is now going to be a sell-out deal. I've got 2 remaining in stock, but I've got 2 in baskets. So Faye and Jackie, you need to check out. Oh, especially as we've got other people showing an interest. Let's move on, because we don't want to actually sort of annoy anybody. We've gone down from $37.95 down to $24.95. Another deal then? Peach Moonstone. My birthstone. Oh, that's not one of your quiz questions, is it? No, I don't know. I don't know what the quiz questions are, you see. You could win the ruby and pearl necklace later on in the show. It's not. Okay. June's birthstone. 90 carats of peach moonstone. (5 by 2 to 8 by 3 millimeters in size. I love these cupped. In fact, I'm going to hold them this way because these irregular squares are perfect for so many different designs, aren't they? 90 carats in total, giving those gorgeous... Actually, these aren't kind of like tangerine shades. These very much are peach tones that you're getting on this strand of moonstone. So very, very feminine. Actually, do you know what? I'm just thinking, that gorgeous Spinel chain that's coming up later in the show, how about that as a combination? The peach and the Spinels. You like that? It's a good combination, isn't it, Sam? You like that? You having that?
Oh yeah, I like that. That'd be like a lovely charm bracelet.
Say again? $90 carats in total. Let's have a look at the lowest ever price for this Gems of Distinction strand of peach moonstone squares. Oh, already down $8.95. We are going to take to the lowest ever price. We are going to take moonstone down to $6.95 this evening and add it to your order price. Another opportunity for you to make the most of your 1p&p per day. So if you've paid your $2.95 today, why not grab peach moonstone for just $6.95. $6.95, amazing. There are some gemstones that have been found on the moon, you know. Yeah. My producer was just saying, imagine if it came from the moon. But they found traces of certain gemstones on the moon, you know. Yeah. I'm just thinking of it now. They found peridot on Mars. Yeah. They have found a gemstone on the moon. But is it goshenite? I think they might have found some goshenite. That this was, in fact, shards of moonlight trapped inside the gemstone, and so when we see that schiller, we believe that that is why it's called moonstone. $6.95 is the clearance price for that particular deal. Only available for 60 minutes. Was it peridot they found on the moon? Oh, there you go. There you go, yeah. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to move on because it is now time for another Star Buy. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. We've got another classic combination here, another wholesale deal, this time coming to you in a monochrome combination, I should say. And again, the gorgeous Sam has put together a beautiful suite of jewellery using these gemstones. So we've got the 6mm rounds of white crackled quartz. You've got 4mm rounds of your black quartzite. Is that black quartzite? Yes. And you've also got 8mm rounds of your black quartzite. So 4, 6, 8mm. You've got the graduation in sizes. You've got the neutrality of the colour tones, the whites and the blacks, creating those classic monochrome tones. I mean, this is just a must-have, presumably. You need your 4mm rounds, you need your 6mm rounds, you need your 8mm rounds, you need your blacks, you need your whites. You can graduate these and you can create a very cohesive suite of jewellery because you can use the 8s and the 6s on the neck, the 6 and the 4s on the bracelet and the earrings. Is that right, Sam? That's what you've done here. The 6, the 4 and the 6 on the ring as well. You would do as well, just to have a full suite. I love this. You can't go wrong, really, can you? With monochrome, with black and white. It's just. I mean, this is good because you've gone for basically a flapper girl length, haven't you? Yeah. So that's when you think of kind of 1920s design, jewelry design. This is the colour scheme that they would have looked for, and this is the kind of length of necklace that they probably have created as well. Good work, Sam, as always. And we've created not only a very cohesive collection of gemstones, but of course by bundling them together we've created a clearance price, and we're going to bring this to you as a Star Buy deal. So we're going to be going as low as we can possibly go. Already lots and lots of people flying in for this one at the price that you'd normally pay, because it should be $14.85, already less than £5 a strand. Already amazing value for 8mm black quartzite, 6mm white crackled quartz, and 4mm black quartzite. We're not staying there this evening. We're going to take this down as low as we can possibly go. £9.95, £3.32 per strand this evening for black quartzite, white crackled quartz and black quartzite in 8mm, 6mm, 4mm rounds. And the other thing I love about this is that the black gemstones are faceted, so they give you that classic luster, whereas the crackled quartz are polished, so they give you that neutrality. They give you okay, £9.95. Majestic monochrome. Lots and lots of people getting involved with that deal. Amazing opportunity, of course. Now, we are going to leave that one with you. It's a star-by opportunity. I want to make you all aware of this incredible deal. It's coming up at 7 PM. It's a luxury launch on tourmaline. Polished 8mm rounds of the rainbow gemstone. I mean, the colour tones are just beautiful. Because they're all so earthy, they're going to work so beautifully together. And yet they'll work alongside virtually any other gemstone. We are going to launch this in about 20-25 minutes time at an exclusive launch price. Now, the reason we've got so many treats in tonight's show, the reason that we're giving you lowest ever prices, left, right and centre, is because it's my final late show. Now, as a result, I want you to get involved with us for the last time here on the Late Show. I want you to text in, or you can use the web text box if you're shopping online. And I want you to tell us your favourite thing that's happened over the last 18 months on The Late Show. So tell us your memories of The Late Show. The number is 60777 to text in. The phrase you need is JM Studio. It could be. I remember at 5 PM this evening when Pete decided to ruin the quiz. Your favourite memory of our Late Show, because we've been quite a close team, haven't we, over the last year, 18 months, and so if you've been enjoying the shows, and I've had lots of lovely messages today from lots of customers, I have to say, so I'd love for you to text in and be a part of my final show, so that would be good, wouldn't it? So text in if you want. We're going to move on. Don't forget, there's the number you need to text in. Don't forget the tourmaline coming up in about 20 minutes time. Before that, we're going to return to lowest ever prices, and we're going to kick off with ooh. Now this is blue chalcedony masquerading as blue lace agate. It's a very, very similar finish in terms of the colour tone and the banding. And that's the way I always interpret this particular variety of chalcedony. Chalcedony in itself is a hugely impressive gemstone, one of the earliest materials ever used by man. And it in itself is quite interesting because it's a culmination of two quite interesting gemstone formations, if you like, in quartz and mogonite, and they come together to form gorgeous chalcedony. 360 carats in total, top drilled nuggets. We know these are popular. Maybe you've invested in some of Mark's Chips and Nuggets DVDs in the past and you've already got designs in mind. These range in size from 13x4 to 24x8mm in size. Start dialing the free phone number as quickly as possible. If you are placing this in your basket, get ready to check out as quickly as possible. We are going to take it to the lowest ever price. Currently available on our website for $14.95. You've got 360 carats of blue chalcedony masquerading as blue lace agate. Should be $14.95. For the next 60 minutes, we're taking it down to the lowest ever price of $9.95. So we've taken it under £10 once again, trying to make genuine gemstones as accessible as possible. And we do that by going to the lowest ever prices. We're also trying to have a bit of fun this evening because it's my final Late Show. Should be $14.95, down to $9.95. Yes, oh, sorry, yes, if I've caused any confusion, I'm not leaving the channel, I'm just moving to a different show. So I'll be on the design, I'll be on a different show. I just won't be on the Late Show. $9.95 is the lowest ever price for 360 carats of blue chalcedony. We're going to move on. Beautiful green amethyst here. Do you know what? I love this gemstone. We know that amethyst is always popular. The colour tone is gorgeous because it goes again with so many other tones. It could be seen as a bit of a neutral because we talk about it as Mother Nature's base tone, don't we? That gorgeous kind of apple green that we're getting here. But for me, it's all about the cut. They're described as concave cut shields. What is wrong with me here? Again, shall we? Concave cut shields. Easy for me to say, I must say. Gorgeous as pendants or earring designs, of course. Actually, I wonder if we colour graduated out the tourmaline, place them in between the amethyst. What about that as a cut? Oh, I like that. Tourmaline and amethyst together. Great combination. But for me, I would probably be quite sparing with my green amethyst because of the way it's been cut. It's all about that lapidary work, isn't it? Look at the depth on those gemstones. I'm thinking solitaire rings. Maybe some of Jan's wire wrap rings, you know, where she sets the gemstone horizontally, uses the drill hole to anchor those. You like that? Have a kind of open gallery setting so we can see the depth of the gemstone, we can see the way that it has been cut. 85 carats in total. We only have a limited number of these available. They have proved to be extremely popular, probably with our elite jewellery makers. They should be $49.95. We're not going to stay there this evening. We're going to take it down to the lowest ever price. And these, again, the kind of cuts, the kind of carat weights you'd expect to see in boutique windows for my money. My producer seems a bit cautious about this. Okay, it's not going down by £5. It's not going down by £10. It's not going down by £15. £20 back, 85 carats of green amethyst. Wow! Look at the way in which the light is affected when it enters that concave cut gemstone. Can you see that rainbow? Look at that spectrum of colour there. That is astounding. Wow. You want a bit of movement in your design now, don't you? Just a simple pendant veil with that. You just need one on the design. You want to be able to experience that almost rainbow of colour tones that's created by the concave facets there. That's so should be $49.95. We've taken it down to $29.95. Okay, it's a £20 saving. People are now starting to actually confirm their purchases on JewelleryMaker.com. If you want to add this to your order via the free phone number, you need to be dialing as quickly as possible. We only have a handful of these remaining in stock, and we've taken it down to the lowest ever price. People have been texted into the show. On my last late show, Sheena, who said to say, favourite is Pete tonight. Just hilarious. Second was Cupid Ed. What was that? Oh, I did. Yes, I did. For last Valentine's, I did it. That's right. Oh, good memory. Third is Ed with head injury, managing to work. Was that just it? Yeah, a level of I've impressed somebody. But your favourite moment is still Pete at 5 PM. Look at him. Don't encourage him.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got another one. It's coming from Aisha. It says, Ed being told off on Boxing Day and having to do 101 deals. Good one. Yes, everyone enjoyed that, didn't they? Oh, there you go. These are flying out the door now. So we are now approaching limited availability on this. Some people are multi-buying that deal. Not surprised. A £20 saving on the concave cut green amethyst. Let's move on. Now these are gold-plated 925 sterling silver head pins. Best of the best, in my view. Now these, I believe you get 2 of each head pin, is that right? You get 10 different designs. So you get the Marquise head pin, the triangle, the heart, the round, the square, the pear, 2 different flowers, the arrow, and the kind of mushroom cap. I'll show you some of the other ones. So this is a more decorative floral head pin. I mean, I'm thinking stud earrings, for example. or even, you know, if you are creating a bit of movement in the design, but where you have the head of the pin flush against a gemstone. Oh, look at these little heart ones for Valentine's commissions. Perfect. So gold-plated sterling silver, 10 different designs, 2 of each head pin, 20 head pins in total. There's your little heart shapes. Any other time, these will be $8.95. We are going to take gold-plated sterling silver now down to the lowest ever price. This is described as one of the flowers, but I'm thinking clubs or 3-leaf clovers. $6.95. There you go. Multi-buyers coming through left, right, and centre for this one. Gold-plated sterling silver. Maybe everyone needs to hit Stella up for a bit of inspiration. She's grabbed 3 of these. Lots of people grabbing 2s as well on this deal. Gold-plated sterling silver head pins, 20 in total, 2 of each design. Here's your little mushroom cap head pin. There we go. $6.95, lowest ever price. $6.95, amazing deal. And you do get 10 different styles there. I've got 4 of them on that particular little collection there. Wow, these are flying out the door now. Christine's got 2, Julie's got 2, as I say, Stella's got 3, Michelle's got 2. Lots and lots of people coming through for this one. Gold-plated sterling silver at a clearance price tonight. Lowest ever price of $6.95. Moving on. Oh yeah, love these. Tropical blue agate. Gorgeous. Almost similar to the kind of colour tones we see in Appetite, if you like, because you've got the sky blues, the tropicals, kind of seafoam greens, and then you've got those almost swimming pool blues in there as well. 400 carats in total of your blue agate. Faceted slabs here, perfect as pendants, maybe as the feature of certain designs. You could even use them as a cabochon, I suppose, maybe wire wrap pendants as well. So much potential with this strand. 400 carats, the range in size from 23 by 20 to 28 by 22. Should be $9.95. We're not staying there. We're taking it down to the lowest ever price on this particular deal. 400 carats for $6.95. Even at $9.95 for 400 carats, that would be incredible value. Best value on the market for my money, but at $6.95, it's a complete no-brainer. All the jewellery makers out there, you need to be coming through on the free phone number. You need to be checking out your baskets if you're shopping online at JewelleryMaker.com. Don't forget, we are a global company here at Jewellery Maker. In fact, as I say that, a buyer comes in from South Carolina. I knew someone was going to do. You're so musical in there this evening. I better tell them in case everyone's thinking, what? Basically, producer Lee went, South Carolina. To the tune of Oh Carolina. Oh dear. Right, I must admit I was a fool for messing around. Right, okay, $6.95 for 400 carats of blue agate. We've got to move on. We've got to get on to another deal though. Oh, hello. Is this what I think it is? Is this Andalusite? Incredible. Highly collectible gemstone, certainly not a gemstone we see every day here at Jewellery Maker. We have been fortunate enough to bring it on the Late Show previously, maybe once or twice, but certainly not a gemstone we see every day here on Jewellery Maker. In fact, not a gemstone that you probably see you know, huge deposits coming into the industry every day because it is so rare. And it has been known to be possibly one of the most pleochroic of all gemstones. So you can see a variety of different colours when you look in to Andalusite. You can see brownish tones, golden colours, rich ruby reds, forest greens, petrol blues. They all come through on this one strand, and that's why this is so collectible. That's why this is such a rarity and therefore sought after by collectors, because to find a gemstone that offers you this level of pleochroism is ridiculous. It kind of morphs between a variety of different colours with great ease, and even now as I look at it, it's moving almost from strawberry reds to forest greens, and you also get those earthy brown and golden tones. Even on screen we can see it. Absolutely exquisite. So from one angle you're going to get kind of like emerald greens, from the other you quartz-like colour tones. Can we see that on any of these gemstones? It's a bit difficult in the studio lights, of course, but if you were to have this in incandescent light, you would get a much consistency of colour. Absolutely incredible. Faceted Rondelles, very, very rare, highly collectible, 60 carats in total. We are going to take to the lowest ever price. Should be £19.95. Already 33 pence per carat. And we're not even staying there. We're taking it down to Bargain Town. We're taking it to the lowest ever price of £14.95. Another crisp £5 note back in your pocket this evening. 60 carats of Andalusite down to the lowest ever price, but only for the next 60 minutes. So take advantage while you can. In fact, I would say even if you're not a jewellery maker, but you're a gemstone collector, that's an amazing opportunity. Take advantage of that while you can. Lowest ever price. We're going to move on. How many of these have you got? How many of this particular strand have you? I don't think we're going to have enough to go round. Polished hearts of smoky quartz, probably one of the most versatile gemstones for all designers. We are going to take to the lowest ever price. 180 carats in total. I mean, Mark and I have been discussing this at length recently, and we seem to get two different varieties of smoky quartz. Get one that has that fantastic chocolate brown hue, and others that offer you a little more clarity, and this might be because this one's been polished so beautifully, that offer you this golden tone throughout the centre of the gemstone. I mean, this is just gorgeous. I'm thinking charms, earrings, maybe pendants. They are large, they're 12 mil. Can't go wrong with this. It's absolutely beautiful. It's polished to perfection. Each and every one is a perfect 12 mil heart. Oh, I'll tell you what, if it wasn't a heart, I'll be the first to tell you. That's one thing that's true, isn't it? I always make sure the classifications are definitely right. $180 carats. Wow, most people multi-bind this strand, and that is at the current price of $9.95. You can see why, really, the value for 180 carats. Just have a look how many gemstones. Let's think about this in terms of earring designs, the kind of profitability you can make. Now that we're taking this to the lowest ever price of $6.95. Amazing. So I'm thinking, simple earring designs. Oh, solitaire rings, of course. At that kind of price point, you can use antique bronze wire, I'm thinking. £5 a ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. It's 150. £170 worth of potential profit, and I am being very, very conservative and saying £5 per solitaire ring, and you get a huge smoky quartz heart in the centre of the ring. So I can't be accused of overstating the price point there, can I? £5 for a bespoke piece of jewellery, and yet it's only $6.95 for the strand, potentially £170 worth of profit. Fran has texted in to say smoky quartz bracelet with small gold spaces and a fancy clasp. Boom, right there. Now we're talking £25–30 I assume for that kind of design. Love it, Fran. Keep them coming in. If you've got any design tips or inspirational ideas you want to share with us, text in 60777. Start your text with the phrase JM Studio, or of course you can use the web text box online. We are going to leave that deal with you at £6.95. People are flying in for that one. Before we go to a quick break, don't forget we are running our competition this evening. As it's my final show, you could win this ruby and pearl necklace. And the second question, you need to get the answer for all 4 questions. We'll give you the details of how to enter later. First of all, accumulate those answers. The second question that we put to you this hour was, Ed has been a presenter and a producer at the Genuine Gemstone Company, but what else has Ed been within the company? So what other job title have I held here at the Genuine Gemstone Company? That's the second question. We're going to set the third question in the third hour. But first, we are going to launch the luxury strand of tourmaline. So we're going to go to a quick break. When we return, a star buy opportunity to add the luxury of tourmaline to your collection. Don't move a muscle. We'll be back in 2.
Join guest designer Liz Welsh and master the art of friendly plastic. Liz will guide you through the basics of using this medium, including how to shape and fuse your friendly plastic and how to use transfer foils, gleams and gilding flakes. You will make an array of projects throughout the day and pick up lots of handy hints and tips. The full course includes a selection of friendly plastic colours, a findings pack and silver copper plated wire, use of gleam, gilding flakes and foils, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a visit to our gemstone museum and shop. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Join guest designer Debbie Bulford for this exciting Paula McKay accessories DVD. Debbie will guide you through a variety of projects, including pen tops, charms, badges, buttons, and how to create the animal print look. This DVD is ideal for all levels and great to have some fun with the kids. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
We know you need the right tools for the job, so until the 31st of January, we'll be offering the large toolkit for the price of our small toolkit at a fantastic $9.95. Just type in the on-screen code on the website or ask for it to be added onto your order from our helpful call centre team on 0800 644 655. Grab this offer while stocks last.
Join Karen Crawford on a new DVD to JewelleryMaker, Talk Necklace Projects. You'll learn lovely talk necklace designs, such as the freeform talk necklace, colour grading, how to add gemstones, the Aztec weave, and how to add embellishments. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with JewelleryMaker. Join our guest designer Mark Smith on his Makes for Men DVD. You'll experience many different techniques specifically designed for creating men's jewellery. This DVD will cover how to make a slip knot, railroad bracelet, metal with leather techniques, cufflinks, a wraparound bracelet and a ball chain bracelet. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
Good evening and welcome back to my final late show here on JewelleryMaker. The show is jam-packed full of goodies. We've been going to the lowest ever prices for the last hour, and right now we're about to launch a premiere product. This is hugely luxurious. 8mm polished rounds of tourmaline, the rainbow gemstone. When you see the myriad of colours that you actually experience when you look at a strand of tourmaline, it's so impressive, because not only do you get very distinctive gemstone colour tones, like your amethyst purples or your ruby reds and your plum tones, as well as your kind of chrome diopside greens and your golden shades there as well. They also seem to create a beautiful blend on the gemstone strand. They all seem to complement one another. No two on the strand seem to clash. I mean, look at this, for example. I'm looking at that, almost as a morganite pink there, right next to an amethyst purple. And how would I describe this? That's really impressive. Look at that. It's actually got chatoyancy within that tourmaline because of the way it's been polished. Amazing. It's almost like golden tiger's eye or cat's eye, really, that effect that you've got on that tourmaline. That's known as the rainbow gemstone. The ancient Egyptians believed that as tourmaline passed through the centre of the earth, it actually passed over a rainbow and took on all of the colour tones of the spectrum. That's exactly what we're experiencing in this gemstone. Not just individual colours on the gemstones, but the banding, kind of swirl of colour within the gemstone. Absolutely gorgeous, and that's highlighted in the way it's been cut and polished. 8mm polished rounds, so perfect for any jewellery design. I mean, you could place these on the end of extender chains. You could use these in your macrame bracelets, for example. Classic beading. Even cufflink designs. And I'm not fishing with cufflinks because I've already been presented with a beautiful collection of cufflinks by the gorgeous Sam this evening. But I'm just thinking, I'm looking at this strand, I'm thinking, I'm going down the Mark Smith route here. Colour graduate them out with pearls on memory wire bangles. So 3 coils, but I'm going to use pearls as the mainstead and tourmalines as the accent. So a little flip on Mark's approach with the nuggets and pearls. Do we like that? Sam's nodding along. Mark's left now for the day. He did give me a little wave to say bye, and he left me a note as well. These are literally flying out the door. We haven't even shown your exclusive launch price yet here on screen. 8mm polished rounds of tourmaline. Very, very beautiful gemstone. Highly regarded within the industry. And hugely versatile for you as designers. $8mm polished rounds. 180 carats of the rainbow gemstone. Available this evening for the launch price of $11.95. Not a price point you would normally associate with this gemstone. I mean, again, you know, when I was working as a producer on Gems TV, we would have been looking at 3, if not 4-figure sums for tourmaline jewellery at times. Now, I can bring you 180 carats for $11.95. No wonder so many people are multi-buying this. Of course, not only do you get the versatility of the colour tones, you also get the versatility of an 8mm polished round, and as a little treat for everyone who's already guaranteed their order, for the next 60 minutes we are going to give you an exclusive launch price, a premiere launch price. I can't guarantee this will ever be honoured again. It certainly won't be available at this price in 60 minutes time. Grab it now for $9.95. Unbelievable. I would even go as far as to say, Pete, that if you miss it,
you miss out!
That's right. That's right, sir. $9.95. If you're going to set ITV standard questions, they're going to be obvious. Here we go. And I would say that that's true of all commercial competitions that want to maximise on their entrance across the board. including here at JewelleryMaker. So there you go. $9.95 down from $11.95. That was our kind of recommended launch price, $11.95. Who knows the intended price for these online, but at $9.95, that is a no-brainer. You've got to be coming through for that. Beautiful tourmaline, the rainbow gemstone. Beautiful, polished 8mm rounds, perfect for all designers out there, whether you're a classic beader, a macrame designer. What's wrong, Sam?
Really nice on the kumihimo.
You think they'd look great with the kumihimo? What, with the zari threads?
Yeah.
With the, oh, because the purples and the golds and the reds. You've got all of those colour tones on this strand. Good thinking, Samantha. So there you go. If you've grabbed the zari threads, a lot of those colour tones that we saw there are evident in the tourmaline. Very, very beautiful. $9.95 is our exclusive launch price for this premier strand of gorgeous tourmaline. Okay, we're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. We've got another amazing luxury launch coming up in less than an hour. Huge strand. Aquamarine and Morganite. Sister stones together on one strand. They are just beautiful, aren't they? The quality of the Aquamarine and the Morganite on one strand here is just out of this world. It's phenomenal. Faceted to perfection. Literally twinkling. Those beautiful little facets thanks to the saturation of colour there. Both coming from the same family, the Beryl family there. Both very, very luxurious and prestigious. We're going to be launching that strand in less than an hour. Not long to go. But before that, I believe we're going to return to lowest ever price. Is that correct? There you go. We want to give you as many deals as we can this evening. I'm going to start with gorgeous boulder opal. Fantastic colour tones here. Again, could be perfect for gents jewellery. Very kind of neutral colour tones. You've got the storm cloud greys and you've got the sky blues there. It's almost like they're telling a little story, isn't it? Love the fact that you've got irregularities on these nuggets, so the variations in the shapes may help to inform your design process. They range from 14 by 13 to 28 by 18. 150 carats in total. We've already seen the kind of classic opal earlier on, the Ethiopian opal that was shown as that pin fine. Now we're looking at an alternative variety. And with this particular strand, for me, it's all about the banding. The variation between the greys and the blues, so beautiful. We are going to take to the lowest ever prices. Start dialing as quickly as possible. We're extremely busy this evening here on JewelleryMaker. Any other time, this strand of opal will be $11.95. Should be $11.95. We're taking it down to the lowest possible price, $6.95. Not just the lowest ever price, the lowest possible price here on JewelleryMaker, $6.95. So should be $11.95, and that in itself is a little bit ridiculous considering the carat weights you've got here. Liam's thrown caution to the wind this evening. Is this your protest against them taking away your presenter? Say it with some feeling. He's like, yeah, if you like. You're supposed to be in tears in there. You meant to say something earlier. So Liam wants to share with the group. Unbelievable. He said he doesn't mind who's standing out here. He's the puppet master. So whoever's standing here is just doing his bidding, basically. He'll decide the price. He'll decide the prices. Like a puppet on a string. $6.95. I want to be a real boy. Right, we're moving on. Okay, whatever you say, master. Oh, whoa. How many of these have we got? Wow. This is amazing. I actually looked at it and thought, I've never seen rainbow moonstone with this level of agilurescence, it's because it's white labradorite. Wow. This labradorescence is out of this world. Look at that. I love this. This is amazing. I've got little rainbows of labradorescence inside white labradorite. This is just not something we see every day here at JewelleryMaker, is it? We know that labradorite's our favourite gemstone. I suppose kind of got used to seeing labradorite in those kind of pebble greys. Sam's already used this previously. Used them as little spaces. Oh, your mum used this in a previous design.
Spaces on pretty much everything.
What, white labradorite?
Yeah, she absolutely loves it.
Oh, right, okay. So there you go. This is Sam's, I was going to say. Sam's mum's weapon of choice as her accent stone. She uses this as a spacer in virtually all of her designs because she just loves it.
It basically replaces the silver almost, and it's still the same.
Ah, so she uses it in place of a precious metal, but it still offers something to the design. So you've got the neutrality of the white colour tone, but you've got the labradorescence, so you've got that schiller inside the gemstone, giving you that colour play. I mean, this is just remarkable. You can understand why this gemstone has really captured the imagination of jewellery designers, can't you? And it's been voted as our favourite gemstone, but we traditionally don't have the white labradorite varieties here on the channel. That's amazing. Look at that. Okay, they're already flying out the door. We haven't even taken it down to the lowest ever price. The range in size from 4x2 to 9x4 should be $14.95. We're not going to stay there. We're going to take it as low as we can possibly go. We're going to put £5 back in your pocket tonight, under £10, the lowest price ever, $9.95. Oh, and we've had a message from one of our lovely customers, from Angelique. That's a beautiful name. Says, white labradorite, I've never seen it before. Well, hey, it's beautiful. Can't say fairer than that, Angelique. It is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? Can we see that labradorescence coming through from that white labradorite again? I am mesmerised by the labradorescence on that white labradorite. I don't think I've seen this too often here on the channel. Look at it, every single one. That is remarkable. Okay, $9.95 down from $14.95. I'm going to move on. I saw the rainbow moonstone. Everyone's a magpie. Have a look at these fuchsia agate slabs here. Again, the faceted varieties. You've got the irregularities in the size and the shape. It's described as red agate, but I'd say it's more of a fuchsia tone personally. They range in size from 22x23 to 30x21 in size, 450 carats in total. This has never previously been reduced in price, but we're going to do the first ever price reduction and therefore the lowest ever price. That's currently available for $9.95. That's already incredible value for 450 carats, especially when you think of the remarkable popularity of these agate slabs and just how versatile they are. Should be $9.95. We're not staying there. Taking it down to the lowest price ever. Whoa, $6.95 for 450 carats of any gemstone is rather ridiculous, but when you think about how popular these are, how versatile they are, $6.95 is incredible. 450 carats for $6.95, that is amazing. Grab them while you can. They are flying out the door as you'd expect, in pinks as well. $6.95 is your price point this evening for 450 carats of beautiful fuchsia agate. Okay, we're going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on because we need to set the third question on our little quiz tonight. So you can win this pearl and ruby necklace which was created by Angela Edwards yesterday evening on my penultimate show, and now because it's my last late show, we're going to give it away. We've already had 2 questions, so you need the answer to all 4 questions to be entered into the prize draw. The third question is, which show is Ed moving to? I like it. You can't. Yeah. Do you know what? You say that, but people tune in at different times, don't they? And they might have always missed that bit of information. Now we'll find out who's watching from start to finish. We're clarifying all the information you need to know about me moving show. I like it, guys. I can see where you're going. I can see where you're going with this one. Okay, so which show am I moving to? If you know the answer to that, jot that down. You need all 4 answers, and we'll give you an opportunity to enter the prize draw in about an hour's time when we've asked the final question. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to give you a little cheeky bundle, a wholesale deal. Yeah? These beautiful bright tones, which Sam's been working with again, haven't you? Sam, you've been busy, girl. So this is a little late show wholesale bundle. It is the lowest ever price because it's the only time you've ever seen it. Fantastic, because you've got yellow quartzite in the 8x5mm rondelles, purple howlite in the 8mm rounds, then you've got this purple quartz in faceted rondelles, they're 4x2, and then you've got the yellow quartz in the 6mm rounds. I love this colour combination. Perfect for the summer months, actually, isn't it? Oh, I love this. Sam, this is beautiful jewellery. Gorgeous. Summer meadow. I like that. I love these colour tones. They really work together, don't they? They're almost kind of colour tones that some people might shy away from within jewellery design as well, aren't they, Sam? Yeah. How did you find it?
That's what I would usually go for.
Oh, it's not a colour tone.
When I was using it, I thought, oh, this looks really, really nice together.
Yeah, I think it is the complement of the purples and the yellows together that works so well. Thinking for spring and summer, it's perfect, isn't it? I love that. So you've got your yellow quartz and yellow quartzite, you've got your purple howlite and purple quartz. Interestingly, you'll know that this is dyed, which is natural purple quartz. Per strand, or £2.99 per strand for genuine gemstones, £11.95. I mean, I love that jewellery that you've created. That purple howlite with those rondelles, I mean, that's just perfect as well. The shapes just seem to kind of interlock on the design so beautifully. Absolutely gorgeous. £11.95 is your price point this evening for your yellow quartz and quartzite, your purple howlite and purple quartz. £11.95, £2.99 per strand. If you want to add that to your order, you know what to do. You can get involved in all the usual ways. Absolutely perfect. A wholesale deal, a great way to expand your collection of gemstones, potentially for the spring and summer months, I'm thinking. We're going to move on from that deal. Congratulations if you have grabbed that one. We are going to go back to lowest ever price. Before we do, let me just make everyone aware of this luxury opportunity. This launch is coming up at 8 PM. It's a whole strand of morganite and aquamarine. $40 carats of aquamarine and morganite coming to you in these beautiful rondelles. For me, it's all about the sparkle that you're getting from those facets, all thanks to that colour saturation. It is phenomenal. It's coming up at around about 8 PM. Moving on. Well, I love this. It did catch my eye, I have to admit. High quality rainbow moonstone, this. I can literally see rainbows in every single gemstone. Clearly what you'd like to see in the gemstone, given the name, but more often than not we do see blues and greens in the adular essence. I can see spectrums of colour coming through in every single gemstone. Hopefully that's coming through on screen. Absolutely phenomenal. Top quality moonstone, the kind of gemstone you'd expect to see set into maybe 9 carat gold if it was being used by a luxury jewellers or a boutique, for example. 95 carats in total, and the Rondelles range in size from 4x2 to 8x3 millimeters in size. This is phenomenal. This is my birthstone, so for all the June babies, this could be a bit of a draw. Maybe you've been thinking about putting together a special piece of jewellery for somebody whose birthday is in June. I would grab this strand. This is some of the best quality rainbow moonstone I've ever seen here on JewelleryMaker. It's absolutely out of this world. We are going to take to the lowest ever price. Start dialing right now. Should be $29.95 for 95 carats of rainbow moonstone that looks like this. We're not even staying there. Really? Wow, £10 back in your pocket. We've taken this down to $19.95, so should be $29.95. We've taken it down to $19.95. Look at that rainbow there. You can see it on the recording. Absolutely phenomenal, that is. Should be $29.95, down to $19.95 for 95 carats. That's about, well, what, 21 pence per carat? Amazing. I love the way you said that. Yeah, if you say so. Have you tested Vicky Field on her maths yet? How do you know she's got a calculator? Oh, you interviewed her. She said no, but I'll bring my calculator. Well, she's going to get no contact from Rachel Riley, is she? Oh, she probably hasn't got the same level of interest in Rachel Riley as I have. What?
Rachel contacted you, Sal.
Rachel, I'll tell you what, I'm not being funny, love, but we're going to be competing pretty soon, aren't we? So, in terms of time, she's not going to have the opportunity to see this hunky face, so she better get in contact pretty soon. Before somebody else snaps me up, Rachel. 19.95, we're moving on. Where to, sorry? Okay. Oh, I like this. You'll miss me when I'm gone. Okay. Polished pyramids or prisms of Howlite here. 80 carats in total. They range in size from 6x5 to 16x8. Gorgeous colour tones here again. Those rich midnight blues and violet tones. That's what we generally associate with Howlite. But we don't see these cuts very often. This is quite unique to us here at JewelleryMaker. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just thinking, again, simple earring designs or charms. So keep it simple. Droplet style earrings, or even as they look gorgeous, wouldn't they? Howlite, very recognisable again. So? No. Sam's keeping her design all to herself this time, she says, actually. She wants to work on it. She wants to work on it before she shares it with the group. There you go, fair enough. 80 carats in total. It's percolating. These prisms range in size from 6x5 to 16x8 mil in size. We are going to give you the lowest ever price this evening. Should be $10.95. We're not staying there. We're getting to the lowest ever price of $6.95. Congratulations if you're already coming through. We are going to make it worth your while, of course. We're bringing you add it to your order deals all night long. So it should be $10.95 down to $6.95. Add it to your order price for Howlite. I love the nostalgia that's going on. Bruce just said, I can't imagine Pete working with anybody else. They're breaking up the Ant and Dec of JewelleryMaker. Maybe Vicky and Pete will develop some kind of on-screen romance. That was shut down pretty quick, boys. No, they just said no, they won't. Yeah, I know what you mean. He is pretty hunky. Yeah. I don't think that's what they meant. Lots of people multi-buying this particular strand. Congratulations if you are grabbing 2s, even 3s of this strand of Howlite. I'm not really surprised because the price point says it all. It's the lowest price ever for beautiful Howlite, down from $10.95 to $6.95. Only available at that price for the next 60 minutes. Moving on. This is phenomenal. Lowest ever price. Faceted ovals. Some of the highest quality amethyst I've seen for some time here on JewelleryMaker. The colour tone is unbelievable. There's only one way to describe that, and that is amethyst purple. The colour saturation is remarkable. As a result, the way it's been faceted, you're getting this beautiful lustre, and it is all down to that beautiful colour tone. 60 carats of amethyst, gorgeous ovals again, so you could create your kind of cocktail style rings, or cufflink designs, maybe for your one true love for Valentine's. Absolutely remarkable colour. I mean, we've seen variations with our amethyst. Even this evening we've seen green amethyst, we've seen the lavender tones, both coming from the cut collection. Again, this has been cut to perfection because the lapidus has allowed the light to come through on that gemstone in terms of the lustre because of that colour tone. That is what we are looking at with this strand of amethyst. 60 carats of amethyst on this strand. Currently available, $17.95. We're not even staying there. We're taking this down to Bargain Town, to the lowest price ever. Wow. Another £5 back in your pocket. That amethyst for $12.95. The colour is remarkable. I can imagine every jewellery maker in the land dialing through for that one. You will not be disappointed when you get this strand home. If you sell your jewellery designs, your customers are going to be knocked sideways when they see the colour saturation on this strand of amethyst. 60 carats of amethyst, beautiful amethyst purple tones coming through at a clearance price of $12.95. People are doubling up on their order and you will not be disappointed. Trust me, at $17.95, that was a bargain. That's the only way to describe it. But at $12.95, that is out of this world. Congratulations if you just got hold of that, because we very, very rarely see amethyst that offers you that level of colour tone. Hopefully I can try and get it across to you. Look at that. It's out of this world, isn't it? $12.95, down from $17.95. We're going to leave that one with you. We've got to move on. It's star buy time. Welcome back to JewelleryMaker. Time for another star buy, another must-have actually, because we're going to bring you best of both worlds, genuine gemstones and fantastic earring findings, all in one handy little bundle. Do you know what? This would be great for maybe beginners to get started with as well, because you've got your earring findings. You get 3 pairs of earring findings, which are 925 sterling silver, and you get the Mystic Magenta coated black spinel. Actually, how about this alongside the classic black spinel chain that's coming up in about an hour? You like that? Wow, the coating. It's remarkable because, again, that Mystic coating reminds me of, do you remember Mystic Topaz, Director Bruce? You know the swirl of colour between the purples and the greens? That's what we've got on this strand of coated spinel. Come through. if we get a little bit, see the purples and the greens there? Absolutely gorgeous. Almost a kind of metallic shimmer from the actual coating itself. Beautiful black spinel that's been used as the gemstone itself. Faceted rondelles in size, of 2x1 ranging up to 3x1, and then 3 pairs of your sterling silver findings, earring findings. Very, very easy to work with, of course. So all you need is a little maybe waterfall style cascade of your rondelles, so that you get a little bit of play of light, you get the sparkle, the twinkle, the play of colour. They go through the air like that, so they...
No, I was actually, sorry, I was thinking the way you were holding it, it was almost like they were perfect petals. Like they're already
Oh, hello,
and then you can
Samantha.
Because some people haven't got their ears pierced, obviously, so...
Sam's saying, Ed, you're missing a trick here. They're petals. Sterling silver flower design. Just wire wrap the 4 findings together. It's difficult for me to hold it without dislocating my wrist, so I won't. There you go. So 3 pairs of sterling silver earring findings, the little petal shaped earring findings, and you get your strand of coated spinel, giving you the purples. There you go. That's the effect I was trying to describe, but never very easy to do that here in the studio. We are going to give you a wholesale price point this evening. We've bundled together 95 sterling silver findings and those fantastic coated spinel rondelles. Look at that. That is such an incredible play of colour, isn't it? Or for one incredible price point this evening, and add it to your order deal of $11.95. I mean, you pay that for just the earring findings, wouldn't you? You'd be paying £4 for sterling silver earrings findings elsewhere. You've got the gemstones as well as part of this particular deal. Lots of people flying in for this one, as you'd expect. And if you do want to get hold of this, you know what to do. Dial the free phone number or click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com. If you've added this to your basket, you do need to start checking out. We only have a limited number available, I'm afraid. Partly because this was a limited edition strand based on the treatment, that gorgeous coating. But I have to say, the sterling silver findings, we haven't got too many of them available. So if you want to add those to your order as part of this bundle, it's the best way to do it. $11.95 is your deal this evening. Grab it while you can. We have now got a short queue on our free phone number. We're very, very busy this evening, so if you're one of the 20, 25 people who've got it in their basket, you need to start checking out. Over half the stock's now been allocated on that deal. I knew it would be popular. Anytime we bring 95 sterling silver to the screen, it's popular, but earring findings in particular seem to fly out the door. I love Sam's idea now of using them as petals as well, because you could easily wire up those together. Absolutely fantastic. And of course the coated spinel. Can we have another look at the recording, please, Bruce? I love the little twinkle of colour that we saw in that recording. It's difficult to do that on set because of the studio lights, but look at that. The effect that will have on your designs is amazing. Okay, 3/4 of the stock's now been allocated. Again, if you've got it in your basket, you know what to do. Angela, Andrea, Diane, Charlene, Julie, Anne, and lots more buyers coming through now. Make sure you're checking out. If you are entering a short queue on the free phone number, stay where you are. You will be answered very, very soon. Coming up in about 20 minutes' time, we're going to be launching this luxury strand of Aquamarine and Morganite. They are entwined in a little embrace on this strand, aren't they? Faceted rondelles. Look at the colour tone on those aquamarines. There you go. I love that. It's coming up very, very soon. Luxury opportunity at a launch price. Where to, sorry? Oh. Is this what I think it is? Multicoloured Songia sapphire. Wow. There's the most fantastic ruby on this strand. It's amazing. And that's before we start to look at the canary sapphires, the blue and green sapphires. Wow, the Padaparacha colours that are coming through on this strand as well. We only have single figs of availability. I mean, look at that. Reminds me of a certain confectionery company's slogan. Keep it. 10 carats in total. Oh, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? The colour tones, again, on these sapphires are amazing. The greens, the blues, the pinks, the reds, even though, as I say, those kind of tutti fruity colour tones, that combination of orange and pink together, which we normally associate with Padaparacha style sapphires. They range in size from 3x2 to 4x2, so they're all, you know, a very subtle variation in the size, but it's because they're so delicate. And can you see that microfaceting? It is out of this world. Okay, we only started with 7 strands available. There's already some people showing interest. There you go, somebody's confirmed their order. You need to be coming through. We're going to take this to the lowest price ever. Once again, I would say luxury jewellery design. You know, personal commissions or even gifts for a loved one. I mean, look at that. Look at the quality of the sapphires. It is phenomenal. Should be, and any other time, this will be available at $69.95. That is already remarkable when you consider the quality of these sapphires. I mean, they've been cut into these very delicate little briolette drops. They've been faceted perfectly. So your cut is dealt with. When you start to examine the colour tones on this strand, you will be blown away. Look at that, ruby reds, mandarin tones, beautiful Ceylon blues, Padaparacha colours, canary yellows. So your colour tones dealt with. You've got 10 carats across the strand, so that is a sizable carat weight as well. And then just have a look at the clarity. Look at the way the light is playing, dancing on the facets of the gemstone. So even when you hold this up to the traditional 4 Cs that would be employed by a master jeweller, an elite jewellery designer, these are ticking every box. They do come from our Gems of Distinction range. I would say these are probably one of the highest quality strands of sapphires we've ever been able to source here at JewelleryMaker. 10 carats of Songhia sapphire coming from that very luxurious location of Tanzania at $69.95. I'll be happy to stay there, I have to be honest with you. But that wouldn't be the lowest ever price. So we're taking it as low as we can go. Another £20 back in your pocket. $49.95. This is the lowest ever price. This is a brand new low for this strand, but only for a handful of people. So the next 5 lucky people to dial through on the free phone number or to confirm their purchase at JewelleryMaker.com will get some of the highest quality Songhia sapphire I think I've ever seen here at JewelleryMaker, but with a £20 price reduction. That is out of this world. Okay, it looks to me like we are now approaching limited availability, and at that price point, for sapphires of this quality, you can't go wrong. I mean, you probably have to keep it quite simple with those designs. I mean, maybe you want to colour graduate them out, maybe just keep them very, very simple. Little clusters might be interesting on an earring design perhaps, or trying to think of a way of integrating all of the colour tones into one design without giving away huge carat weights of your sapphire, because it is that level of quality that we're talking about. $49.95 is astounding. Can you imagine what you'd have to pay for sapphires of this quality, with this clarity, with this colour tone, with this carat weight elsewhere? There are 2 of these remaining in stock. Oh, how about taking... Hold on. You've got 5 blues, 5 greens, 5 orange, 5 yellows. How about little sapphire flowers? Use them as little petals. You'd have to be quite delicate with your wire wrapping, but a little flower, what, just delicately placed on a hair comb maybe? Even as a pendant. How about a sapphire charm? A ring? How about a ring?
You could do it with beading thread.
You could do it with beading thread to make the flower, and then wire wrap it onto. Oh right, you're saying like avoid 0.25. Use the beading thread. Good thinking, Sam. Okay, I've got 2 of these remaining in stock. These are going all over the globe. I'm not surprised. Try and source these sapphires of this quality, this colour tone elsewhere. Think of the location, Songhia sapphires. $49.95, a £20 price reduction. That is phenomenal. If you've got those in your basket, you need to check out. I've got 2 remaining in stock, and I've got 3 people that are in the baskets. You need to check out. Don't forget, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you get it home and it doesn't offer you the luxury you're looking for, you can send it back. But if you kind of wait around this evening, you probably miss out on that deal because there's so few remaining in stock. Okay, we're going to move on, but congratulations if you have just grabbed a strand of Songhia sapphire of that quality for $49.95. Amazing. Okay, moving on. Again, limited availability on this. Beautiful peach pearls. They're 8x7mm in size. They're cultured pearls. You could be forgiven for thinking they were shell pearl, because the uniformity of the size and the finish is amazing. Not in terms of the roundness, they have got a subtle elongation to them, but they're all almost identical in terms of the size. The finish, I mean, we're used to seeing some sort of, you know, organic silks on the surface of the gemstone, because that's the way that Mother Nature puts it together, but not on this. Top quality peach pearls. I'm thinking bridesmaids. This is a colour tone, isn't it, for the upcoming season? It's kind of common colour tone for bridesmaids, I suppose, those kind of peach tones. Start dialing now. I'll just be honest with you, I had 12 when we started, and we have not even gone down to the lowest ever price yet. We're about to. They should be $11.95. No, they shouldn't. There's no way a strand of pearls with that finish should be $11.95. Well, that's what we do here at JewelleryMaker. We might as well accept it now. P&P back in your pocket, under £10, $8.95 this evening for the first 12 people. Oh, rather, the next 8 people, because somebody's just multi-bought the strand. $8.95 for peach cultured pearls, 8x7mm in size. I can understand why those are flying out the door. I mean, thinking again, yeah, easily get 2 or 3 bracelet designs. That's on my wrist, so I've got a big man wrist. On your delicate feminine wrist, I'm thinking, even stretchy bracelets with your pearls, perfect, wouldn't they? You could probably get 2 or 3 of those. Okay, I've got to leave that one with you. It looks to me like that's going to be a sellout, but you know, while there's stock available, you can add it to your order. Moving on, again, carved flowers. Oh, now these are rather interesting. Blue tiger's eye, but coming to you in your carved leaves. We don't see this carving very often. They're 12x8mm in size. You've got 70 carats in total. Again, the lapidary is doing all the work for you on this particular strand. Okay, lowest ever price should be $7.95. We're taking it down this evening to $6.95. That's as low as we can go on this strand. The lowest ever price, 70 carats of beautiful blue tiger's eye. I'll try and show you that optical effect, that beautiful chatoyancy that we find on the surface of a gemstone. I love it. Absolutely love it, especially when you've got that distinctive hand carving on the surface of a gemstone. $6.95. 70 carats of blue tiger's eye should be $7.95. Taking it down to $6.95. Another add it to your order price this evening for blue tiger's eye. Incredible deal. We've got to get through as many opportunities as we can. It's my final ever late show, so where are we going on to? A little deluxe gem selection. Now let's get this right, shall we? Ah, it's the little cuboids. I'm looking at it and I'm seeing lapis lazuli, rose quartz, amethyst, green amethyst, what I believe is black onyx, smoky quartz. A real selection of gemstones there. I don't know what you're going to get, because that's the beauty of our little deluxe gem scoops, if you like. 250 carats, though, guaranteed, of your precious gemstones. I can show you exactly what you're going to get. In fact, I mean, I'm thinking about maybe distinctive macrame bracelets. If you've got some larger gemstones in there, which there's a couple which will be large enough. cufflink designs, earrings. You're going to love it when I go. You'll never hear the word cufflinks again, boys. Oh, you mean for overtime, I hope. Like, you'll be back, mate. We're not going to put up with you on the design instruction show for long. Okay, 250 carats in total. Look at that. They will come back to the late show. Let's have a look at the current price for this then. So it should be $17.95 for 250 carats. We're not going to stay there. We are going to take it down to the lowest ever price this evening for 250 carats. $9.95. Hefty saving on that one. Under £10 for 250 carats of beautiful gemstone cuboids there. They are drilled. So somebody asking, they are all drilled for you. They're very, very easy to work with. I've picked the worst one. Why did I pick a jet black gemstone to show a drill hole? I'll tell you what. The sooner I go, the better. That's what I'm thinking, isn't it? Should be $17.95, down to $9.95 this evening. There you go, there's the little drill hole. So they are all drilled for you. 250 carats in total. Lapis lazuli, rose quartz, smoke quartz. I don't know what you're going to get. It's a mystery. That's the beauty of these products. I'm just going to move that to one side so we can fit in as many deals as we can. We'll sort that out in the break. Where are we going to? Classic labradorite in top drill drops. Ooh. How about alongside the white labradorite? Love the facets on these, the little square-shaped facets, so the labradorescence moves in quite an intricate way across the surface of the gemstone. With the white labradorite, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? You just use these as your little spacer in between your droplets. Necklace design, sterling silver clasp, jobs are good and definitely going to sell because people are going to notice the labradorescence. Bish bash bosh, and the sell is done. Okay. Probably going to be a little bit more intricate during the design process, but I'm just thinking, you know, it sells itself, doesn't it? That's why it does get voted our favourite gemstone time and time again. People see that labradorescence, they fall in love with the gemstone, and they want it in their collection. This is awash with labradorescence, that beautiful optical phenomenon that Mother Nature's placed there for us. The violet tones, the electric blues, the lime greens, all coming through. They range in size from 10 by 6 to 17 by 8 mil. 120 carats would normally be available on our website for $17.95 already. The best value on the market, but we're not staying there. We are going to take it down to the lowest ever price, under £10. It's never been seen at $9.95 before this evening. In 60 minutes it's going to go back up to $17.95. Grab it while you can. Down to $9.95 this evening for 120 carats of beautiful labradorite. Our favourite gemstone here at JewelleryMaker, as voted for by our audience on our New Year's Eve show. And at $9.95, I mean, I do find that labradorite is one of those gemstones that we do source quite regularly, but the quality at the moment is just going absolutely through the roof. I'm going to try and just isolate one gemstone so I can show you the labradorescence. Look at that. Can you see that? And faceted as well. So there you go. Look at that. I can see that on every single gemstone. It is remarkable. So I just fallen in love with that strand. We have taken it down to the lowest price ever. Should be $17.95. We've taken it down to $9.95. Only available at that price for the next 60 minutes. If you've got it in your basket, you need to start checking out because I've got a lot of buyers coming through on the free phone number now. I just wanted to show you the variations in the colours as well, because we've got quite a lot of blues and violets coming through. And I want to show you the way the labradorescence moves across the gemstone thanks to those facets. Look at that. $9.95. Okay, we're going to leave that one. We're going to move on. Oh, I'll tell you what, we have covered quite a few different varieties of opal this evening, haven't we? We've had Boulder opal, we've had Ethiopian Wellow opal. Now we're looking at beautiful pink opal. This is gorgeous. You know I'm going to love this because it's all about those Parisian pinks. $75 carats of beautiful pink opal, all that femininity that you associate with the colour tone, combined with the luxury that you associate with opals themselves. And this is interesting because this particular variety comes from Peru, so again you're joining that very elite group of people that own an opal that hasn't been mined for in Australia. Very, very sizable carat weights here. They range in size from 8 by 6 mil to 18 by 13 millimeters in size, 75 carats in total, all about those beautiful Parisian pinks for me. Gorgeous. In fact, I'm just looking down at those sort of coated spinels that we saw earlier on this evening. How about those as spaces in between? You like that? Sam's nodding along with that one. That's nice, isn't it? That works perfectly. Those came to you as part of a bundle, didn't they, with the sterling silver earring findings. This was the coated spinel. They are beautiful together. Although, you know, that's got a little bit of depth of colour. What about if you want to play on the pastel tones that you see there? Don't forget the beryl and the aquamarine is coming up in about 5 minutes' time. I mean, the baby blues and the Parisian pinks together work, or maybe you want to play on the morganite pinks there and use morganite and pink opal together. Oh, what a fantastic combination that would be. 75 carats of gorgeous pink opal. We are going to take it to the lowest ever price, as promised. Currently available. Wow. That's already at less than 50p a carat. Start dialing the free phone number as quickly as possible. You are not going to be disappointed. That's already way too low, as far as I'm concerned. £10 back in your pocket. £33.3 per carat. Now we've got people multi-buying this left, right and centre. In fact, everybody that's guaranteed their order so far has taken at least 2 strands. Some people are taking 3 strands of this pink opal for $24.95. That is astonishing. I actually think at $34.95 we were at danger of dealing a gemstone of this prestige with this luxury. With $24.95, you blow my mind. That's amazing. How about that? Solitaire ring for an October baby, silver wire, just a simple bit of wire wrapping, create the shank. What do you reckon, Sam? You having that? Yeah?
Especially with the Debbie style.
Yes, Deborah style sort of shoulders. I like that kind of classic design for your solitaire ring. So it should be $34.95. In 60 minutes, it will return to that price. Right now, you can add this to your order for $24.95. If you want to add that to your order and you've got it in your basket, you need to start checking out. I only had a limited number available. That's the only reason that we could go as low as we have. Congratulations to Yvette. You've got 2. Anne's got 3. We've also got buyers in Manchester, Yorkshire, Gloucester, Wiltshire, the Vale of Glamorgan, Hertfordshire, Lincolnshire. You need to start checking out as quickly as possible. Okay, we're going to move on. Wow. Oh, we've only got a handful available of this. I don't think I've ever presented this gemstone on JewelleryMaker. I've seen pink Spinel. I've got black Spinel coming up. Red Spinel, the master of disguise. Maybe I have then. Liam seems to think I have. Well, I can't remember a time. Traditionally, I can remember lots of pink Spinel. I can't remember red Spinel. Maybe I have. I just can't remember it. 88cm length of gorgeous nuggets, well, with your white pearls in a Mark style memory wire bangle. Job's a good one. Okay, one's already gone. We only had a handful in stock. 125 carats, 88cm length, should be $17.95. Let's get it down to the lowest ever price this evening of $12.95. Another £5 back in your pocket. This has hit you hard, hasn't it, me leaving the Late Show? I can see that now. He's a wreck, he said. What do we reckon? Aquamarine and Morganite alongside the red Spinel. I've got one strand of red Spinel remaining in stock. We're going to leave that one with you. We're going to give you a chance to own that in 1 second time. This is going to be a luxury premiere launch of Aquamarine and Morganite together. We know that these are kind of springtime colour tones, don't we? This is for the upcoming season, the Beryl family. I know that all the beautiful jewellery designers out there love working with Morganite and Aquamarine. As soon as we come back from the break, we're going to launch this strand. Start dialing that free phone number. The second the graphics hit the screen, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back in 2 with my final ever hour on The Late Show.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur.
The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished. So, how do you get a pile of tourmaline that looks like this into a gorgeous strand that looks like this? So when you've got a pile of tourmaline like this, it's going to be made into gemstone beads. First of all, each one of these gemstones need to be inspected. A line is then drawn down the middle of the gemstone or wherever the gem is going to be faceted, and it's then taken behind us and then faceted into these rough gem shapes. Once each gemstone has been cut into the amount of pieces it needs to be, it's then time to shape the gemstones. These gentlemen are working on anything from a round to a pear shape, pretty much any cut imaginable. The next process is polishing and faceting, and this takes a huge amount of skill. It can take years for a lapidress to be able to facet like this, and each one of the gemstones can take up to 10 minutes to cut. A really lengthy but incredible process. The next stage of the process is really interesting. This is where each one of the gemstones is drilled. And what Sanjay is doing here is putting a drill through faceted beads of black tourmaline. The next stage after drilling is then to get the gemstones sorted into their appropriate colours and sizes. This can be a really, really lengthy process. Once the gemstones are sorted into different colours and sizes, they're then arranged into these strands and made into strands like this. Now each one of these gemstones could have gone through a 30 to 40 minute process to arrive on a strand like this. It's really quite incredible. If there's one thing that my time in India has taught me, it's the hours of dedicated time that goes into making each one of the gemstones we sell on JewelleryMaker.
Join guest designer Natalia Coleman for the Introduction to Leather DVD. Natalia will guide you through new techniques including how to create rings, cufflinks, earrings and necklaces. You will also learn how to use the essential tools you need to work with leather, along with lots of helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
New to polymer clay? Then why not come and join guest designer Debbie Bulford and be introduced to this creative medium? Debbie will guide you through the basic techniques of creating bead shapes, canes, pendants, feature beads and much more. The full course includes black and white clay, a colour clay pack of your choice, use of all relevant tools, a buffet style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and a visit to the Gemstone Museum and our shop. And all this for just $64.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. JewelleryMaker, bringing out the designer in you.
Join guest designer Debbie Bulford as she takes you on the fascinating journey of creating face canes using polymer clay. In each chapter, Debbie will guide you through how to create each part of the face. Then, with the final chapter, advance your skills and learn how to add detail and character to your piece. To get your hands on, contact our call centre. Get creative.
I'm just not going to hear that banging Star by intro anymore. I can't believe it, boys. It's my final hour here on The Late Show, and we have got a very, very impressive superstar bite for you. This is out of this world, true luxury. $40 carats of Aquamarine and Morganite. These are probably two of the most luxurious members of the beryl family, other than perhaps emerald, so it is keeping very, very good company, Morganite and Aquamarine. Two of our most popular gemstones. As I say, I know that as we move into the spring months, as we start to look at these pastel tones like the sky blues, and those gorgeous feminine pinks are going to become very popular with all of the beautiful ladies out there. Faceted rondelles, sparkling to perfection. They range in size from 3x1 to 5x2. And occasionally, when we see, I think when we see the variations, we tend to have this classified as multi-beryl, don't we? Because we see Aquamarine and Morganite on the same strand, and so we try to keep it almost quite generic so that we account for the fact that we have both gemstones on the strand. But you can see that with this strand, quite clearly high quality Aquamarines and Morganites, and therefore that has been accounted for in the naming of this strand. Wow. Okay, this is proving to be extremely popular. Yvette's got 3, Elizabeth's got 2, Tanya's got 2, Adele's got 2, someone's got 4 strands of this, and I don't blame you. The quality of the Aquamarine is out of this world. This has been suggested to me by Mark Smith that this is his favourite gemstone at the moment because of the quality of the Aquamarine. For me, one of my favourite gemstones is Morganite, so you know, we're covering all the bases for the gents here on JewelleryMaker, aren't we? The Aquamarine and the Morganite tones. Half the stock's already been allocated on this particular deal, and I'm not surprised. 30cm strand. The colour tones, to get both gemstones on one strand is just amazing, but to see them with this kind of colour saturation, I mean, look at those blues, and the range as well, from the icy blues to the tropical blues to the sky blues. Then you've got these beautiful feminine pastel pinks from the morganites. I mean, look at that saturation of colour that you see in the morganites. You know, when you do your own research into morganite jewellery, that's the kind of clarity you expect to see. That beautiful, soft pastel pink, but still with the faceting. And the colour tones and the clarity only go to benefit you as jewellery designers, because the way it's been faceted, it is sparkling like there's no tomorrow. True luxury on one strand, times by 2, because you've got aquamarine and morganite on one strand here, a 30 centimetre length. As I say, traditionally when we've looked at strands like this, we have kind of accounted for both gemstones by describing it as, you know, the family of beryl, but on this strand, quite clearly identified as aquamarine and morganite. If you want to get involved, you do need to start dialing as quickly as possible. 2/3 of the stock's already been allocated on this particular deal, partly because of the quality of the gemstones. Maybe all the web buyers know something I don't know about the incredible launch price. Oh! Really? $9.95? Sure there's not supposed to be a 1 in front of that? $40 carats? That's 25 pence per carat for morganite and aquamarine. Top quality morganite and aquamarine. The clarity, the faceting, the colour saturation is ticking every box for us as jewellery makers, and we've got a 30 centimetre strand here. That is remarkable. No wonder we've got buyers coming in from the length and breadth of the UK as well as across the globe. We've got buyers in California, Kentucky, Texas. We've got buyers in Barcelona, in France, in Belgium. Oh, there you go. So even our customers are now agreeing with me. Even people investing in the strand are texting in to say, that is way too low for that strand. Even if you just had aquamarine at $9.95, you'd be happy with that. But you've got aquamarine and morganite. Even if these were plain Rondelles and they hadn't been faceted to perfection and they weren't sparkling beautifully, you'd be happy with that price point. Even if you had a 20 centimetre strand as opposed to 30 centimetres, you'd be happy with that price point. But you haven't. You've got 30 centimetres of aquamarine and morganite, beautiful colour saturation, perfectly faceted to sparkle, and under £10. Now, if everybody was to check out their baskets, I'm led to believe we'd be left with single figures of availability. That's how quickly this has flown out the door, and I'm not surprised. But until, wow, well, I'll tell you what, people who have it in their basket now are running the risk of missing out, aren't they? Because everybody that's coming to on the phone line is taking 2 of these. That's amazing. I'm looking at this, and I'm immediately drawn to our 8:30 star buy, because I've got another luxury launch tonight. I'm going out in style, guys, don't worry about that. Half a metre length of black spinel on sterling silver chain yet to come. How about that as a combination? I'm thinking the McKay, Sam, Terry, Lee, Laurie, Paula, Jean, Roseanne, Sheila, Stephanie, Veronica, Jane. You need to start checking out your baskets. In fact, if everyone was to check out their baskets, all the stock would be allocated, in fact. So they'd all be gone. So now, as phone buyers come through, somebody who's got it in their basket is going to miss out. That's our interpretation based on the stock we have, you know, so I don't know, there could be fluctuations if someone's card doesn't go through or what have you, but I would definitely suggest that you check out your baskets. I don't want anybody to miss out on that deal. There you go, another phone buyer taking 2 of these. I'm suggesting that people might miss out. Just to be clear, you get 2 gemstones here, the aquamarine and the morganite. The spinel is coming up as our next star buy launch. In fact, we might as well focus on that because it looks like the aquamarine and morganite is going to be a sellout deal. So we're going to bring this to you in 20 minutes time. And I'm just going to tell you now, how many of the morganite and aquamarine do we have? About 120, something like that? Oh, 166. Flew out that quickly. Wow. Okay, but I think we've got fewer than 60 of the Spinel chain. 57. There you go. My memory is working somewhat. 57. So fewer than 60 opportunities on that. You just saw how 160 strands of Morganite and Aquamarine flew out the door in about 5 minutes' time. In about 5 minutes, sorry. And in about 20 minutes' time, we're going to launch this half-metre length of black Spinel and sterling silver Rondelle chain. Okay, I'm going to leave that one with you because we have to give you the final question of our quiz. Is that right? Okay, then we're going to do a recap just to be fair to everyone. Now, I've got to tell you, my producer, he's a hard man to win over. He was saying no. Either you watch from 5 PM and you find out what the questions are, or you don't get to enter. But he's softened up over the show and he said, all right, we'll recap the questions and give everybody a chance to win the ruby and pearl necklace. Okay? Okay, let's quickly recap the first 2 questions. We're not dilly-dallying though. So question 1, according to Ed's catchphrase, somebody gag Pete, if you miss it, you... He still wants to do it, doesn't he? He can't help himself. Okay, question 2. You have to have the answer to all 4 questions, of course. Ed has been a presenter and producer, but what else has Ed been within the company? So what has my other job title been while I've worked for the Genuine Gemstone Company? Question 3 was, which show am I moving to? Okay, and the final question is, who will be taking over from Ed on The Late Show? So who'll be taking my position here on The Late Show, and you have to state the full name of the presenter. Yes, that's a good point actually. Okay, so those are the 4 questions. You need to collate all 4 answers, send them in to us with your customer number, and then you can be entered into the prize draw. Should we give those details now as well? Have you got, did you want to? Oh right, sorry, they're just sorting it out. There you go, Ed. Sorry. So yes, you get all 4 answers, you send them in with your customer number, and then all the people who've got all their answers correct will be entered into a prize draw. You'll be selected at random and you could win the pearl or ruby necklace. In fact, here is the details right now for you. So all 4 answers with your customer number. You've got half an hour to enter between 8:15 and 8:45 PM. But we'll start now. If you start sending them in now, you will be entered into the draw, but it will definitely close at 8:45 because they need a little bit of time to actually select the winner, of course. So if it comes in after that, you won't be into the draw, but you do need to include your customer number, otherwise you won't be in the draw. It's as simple as that. All 4 answers have to be correct, of course, and you can text them in to 60777, but it must have the phrase JM Studio and your customer number. So what, can you also... Oh, you can message in, yeah. So you can use the web text box to message into the studio as well. But if you're going to text 60777, start your text with the phrase JM Studio. Otherwise you can use... Oh yeah, it does say that. You can say it to JewelleryMaker.com via the web text box. There you go. So that's all of the details. If you want a chance to win that, you know what to do now. We're going to move on. We've got a lot to fit in before we bring you that Spinel chain in 15 minutes' time. Oh, wow. These are amazing. They're the huge silver-plated detailed Rondelle beads. And you get 30 pieces. Just have a look at the detailing on the metalwork. Huge amounts of intricacy have gone into the actual detailing there. I love it. So they're silver-plated, copper Rondelles. They're 13 by 7 millimeters in size. It's a double deal. So normally you get 15. But this evening you're going to get 30 of these. You see there everything you're going to get. There you go, perfect. Normally, if you were to buy 2 packs, it'd be $25.90. $12.95. So normally they're $12.95 for 15. $25.90 for 30 pieces any other time. But this evening, for 60 minutes only, on my last ever late show, buy one, get one for £2. 15 silver-plated detailed Rondelle beads for £2 as part of this deal, of course. That's incredible, isn't it? How many of this bundle did you have available? Wow, okay, these are literally flying out the door. I've got fewer than 50 of these to begin with, and they are flying out at a rate of knots. Normally it'd be $12.95 per pack. Tonight, buy one, get one for £2, so you get 30 individual silver-plated beads for $14.95. Amazing deal. That is quite incredible, isn't it? You see there everything you're going to get? All of that for $14.95, silver-plated Rondelles. 30 individual beads, absolutely awesome. I'm going to leave that one with you, and we are going to move on to our next clearance deal this evening. Ooh, here we go. We've just been having a look at kind of morganite pinks, haven't we? How about bringing this to you in perfect rounds in the form of rose quartz? Absolutely gorgeous, because you've got those same kind of silky tones from the gemstone itself. You've got that same very feminine pastel pink tone. 8mm rounds, 170 carats on each strand, so 340 carats in total. And this gemstone is very, very popular because rose quartz is so well known, often associated with very romantic connotations, sometimes known as the gemstone of true love. I'm just thinking, why a macrame bracelet? Silver wire macrame with these in the centre, Sam? You like that? You having that? Love it. Gorgeous Valentine's gift. In fact, even as cufflinks, they're 8mm rounds. I'm not fishing for cufflinks, Sam. I'm just saying. It's one of the colour tones for gents for the upcoming season. Charcoal shirt, pastel pink cufflinks. You like that?
I do.
Pete knows metrosexual hunks like us, we can pull off those kind of colour tones, can't we, Pete?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But is that the first time you've ever been referred to as a metrosexual hunk? He's thinking about it. No, it is. I thought you were going to say no. I thought you were going to say no. It's just the standard stud any other time.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's nodding along, I love it. 340 carats of perfectly polished 8mm rounds of rose quartz. Should be $19.90, already $9.95 per strand. Buy one, get one for £2 this evening. It's a clearance deal. It's a clearance double deal on the gemstone of true love. Absolutely gorgeous pastel pinks coming through there. The rose quartz rounds, 8mm in size, $11.95. Buy one, get one for £2. Pretty incredible deal. Sorry. Sam's sitting at the desk. I don't know what she's doing. I think she might be making jewellery or something. Yeah, she is. And she decided she'd swing one leg over the other while she was sitting down, whacked her knee off the desk and just forgot where she was. Oh yeah, don't worry about being in a live TV shoot. She just went, ow, really loudly. Are you alright, Sam? Sorry, we're laughing because you kind of forgot where you were, but are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, she's corpse, so she's alright. She's laughing. $11.95. Buy one, get one for £2. Over 300 carats of the gemstone of true love. We're going to move on from that deal. I'm thinking with the rose quartz. Now I'm getting pretty girly on it, guys. I'm not messing around now. I'm getting truly feminine. My rose quartz. I've just opened my order. I've grabbed my morganite. I've got my rose quartz. Now I want my lavender amethyst. It's faceted droplets. They're 10 by 6mm in size. How about those on a pair of shepherd hooks? Job's done for you there. Again, Valentine's commissions potentially, or just gifts. The faceting's beautiful. That lavender tone, so romantic. 10 by 6mm in size. Look at that. That faceting is gorgeous, isn't it? They are sparkling like the frost on the ground on a winter's morning. or evening. I'm just outside. That's here in the middle. They're still not listening to me. Oh, they said they're trying to pick a winner for the competition. What's more important, somebody winning the ruby and pearl necklace, or my torment at no one really reacting to my impending move. You've dealt with it. You got over it. They've been giving them counselling for weeks. Have a look at this. We've just taken lavender amethyst down to buy one, get one for £1. You don't need to. Oh, they're not even trying to hide. Yeah, we're crying on the inside, mate. I'm just pairing this lavender amethyst up with the black in about 5 minutes' time. How about that for a deal? What about that for a bit of a design? Love that. £9.95 for lavender amethyst. I don't mind telling you that my feelings are hurt. Unbelievable. £9.95. Buy one, get one for £1. Under £5 per strand. For me, it's all about the faceting there. Oh, I like this. Let's try and fit as many deals as we can into the final hour of my late show. Frosted white quartz. Again, through drill droplets, very similar to what we saw on the lavender droplets, actually. How about that as a combination? What do you reckon? These are slightly more delicate. They're 9 by 6 millimeters in size. We were discussing that kind of twinkle that you get from the faceting on actual lavender amethyst, almost emulating the effect that you get from the snow or the frost. Oh, look at that crisp snow white tones from your frosted crackled quartz droplets. 9 by 6 millimeters in size, 80 carats in total, 160 carats all together as part of this double deal. If you were to buy them individually any other time, just £7.95 per strand. Any other time it'd be £15.90, but that is not a clearance double deal here on the Late Show. We're going to take it under £10. Less than £5 per strand this evening for your frosted crackled quartz drops. Number £9.95. Buy one. We're going to move on. Ooh. Have a look at this. This is interesting. It's blue quartz, but it's almost like you've got little golden speckles there, almost kind of lapis lazuli like effect that you've got on these gemstones. 400 carats on both strands. You've got 800 carats of gorgeous royal blue quartz here. The ovals themselves uniform in size. They're 25 by 18 millimeters. It's a clearance double deal, so you know that we're going to give you unbelievable value here. Start dialing as quickly as possible, because we only have a limited number available. I know how popular this cut is. I know how popular this colour tone is. These are going to fly out the door. If you were to buy these two strands individually any other time, they'd be £13.90. That's already £6.95 per strand. But tonight, for 800 carats, we are going to take it down to a clearance price point. Should be £6.95 per strand. Tonight, we're going to take it down to £7.95. Buy one, get one for £1. That means you get 800 carats of blue quartz for £7.95. Buy one, get one for £1. I mean, you could almost argue these are all pendants, because they're certainly large enough, aren't they? 25 by 18 mil. Or features and asymmetrical looks, that kind of effect. Maybe the feature in a cuff bangle, that kind of thing. £7.95. Buy one, get one for £1. The phone lines have erupted with interest on this particular deal. Some people are multi-buying this deal. I'm not surprised. Buy one, get one for £1. It's a great way to maximise on your 1 P&P per day. Congratulations if you have taken advantage of that deal. 400 carats is normally £6.95. Tonight, 800 carats is just £7.95. Amazing deal. We are going to leave that one with you. We're going to move on. Don't forget. Oh, really? We're doing it right now. Where did I get this from? Okay. I'm excited because this is exquisite. It's our black Spinel sterling silver cluster chain. 1/2 metre in length. It's absolutely exquisite. And we're going to launch it as a star buy now. Welcome back. This is my final star buy. It's my last ever late show star buy. And I have to say, it's one of the most luxurious. We talk about this quite often when we look at our kind of rosary link chains, our cluster chains, just how difficult it would be to recreate this look, how monotonous it would be to create that uniformity, and how much the raw materials would set you back. You're looking at a huge number of individually faceted black Spinels here, you know, very prestigious gemstone. You would be looking at what, 3 meters of sterling silver wire to create the chain. Now I only have a limited number of these because the amount of work that goes into them, the rarity of the gemstones, we just can't mass produce these to the kind of numbers that are going to meet the demand we're expecting. But the quicker you come through, the more you increase your opportunity of adding this to your order. Phone buyers, I'm going to give you a heads up because obviously it's a little bit of a more streamlined process to buy online, but if you place it in your basket, you need to check out. Start dialing the free phone number right now. The graphics are going to hit your screen any second. Here they come. Black Spinel cluster chain, 1/2 metre length in sterling silver, and we are going to give you an exclusive launch buy price. This is my final ever star buy here on the Late Show. We had a strand of Spinel at the start of the week that flew out the door. Maybe you grab that. This will be the perfect accompaniment. Spinel traditionally used in, I suppose, sophisticated evening wear. It has that kind of elegance about it, doesn't it? That gorgeous luster when the light hits the surface of the gemstone, just reflects back because of that depth of colour. Actually known to have greater luster than a black diamond, black Spinel, and that's why it's been mistaken for probably the most prestigious gemstone on the planet in terms of diamonds. I mean, the finish on this is just gorgeous in terms of the luster that you get from the Spinel. The precision with which each gemstone has been attached to this 1/2 metre length of sterling silver chain is remarkable. 1/2 metre length, and just have a look at that, you've got far more sterling silver than that because of the clusters. Lots of people flying through for this one. I only have double figures of availability, and I don't mean 99. We had 57, I believe. We've got less than 50 now. It is absolutely out of this world. I love it. Okay, now 1/3 of the stock's already been allocated on this, and I'm not surprised because the cluster chain always proves to be popular. It instantly adds value to any design that we create, and all the work's been done for you. Spinel, of course, very, very well known on the open market. It's been used by some of the, top designers. When we think of the Guccis and the Cartiers and the Chopards of this world, they rely on black Spinel, don't they, as being that kind of focal point of their designs, that jet black tone. Actually, we've got this suite here. It's been created by Sam, and the first thing she said is, I haven't gone to town. You don't need to, do you? All the work's been done for you in the cluster chain. There you go, look at that. It's just exquisite, isn't it? A little bit of movement to allow that play of light, that gorgeous lustre to come through. Actually, I love the kind of almost shoulder duster style earrings there, that little cascade there. I mean, you can just rely on the actual clusters of gemstones that have been set into the chain, can't you? It's all done for you. And we discussed it previously, it would probably take 5 or 6 hours to sit down and do something like this. It would probably require 3 or 4 meters of sterling silver wire. Then you've got to source roughly 100 individually faceted Spinel Rondelles, which wouldn't be an easy task, of course. And then, of course, we come along and give you a star-buy price point. This is a luxury item. This is going to take your designs into the next stratosphere, isn't it? Roughly half the stock's now been allocated, so if you want to get involved with this deal, you know what you've got to do. You've got to start dialing that free phone number to put yourself at the front of the queue. Alternatively, if you've got it in your basket, start checking out. This, for me, is one of the most luxurious opportunities we've ever brought you here at JewelleryMaker. Black Spinel Rondelle set into 925 sterling silver cluster chain, and we are going to give you an exclusive superstar buy. My last ever star buy here on the Late Show, in fact. Should be $27.95. But we're not staying there. We are going to make it as accessible as possible. We don't want to devalue Black Spinel set into sterling silver, but we do want to make it accessible. We're going to hand you back the equivalent of your P&P this evening, $24.95, the lowest price we can possibly give you as our launch price, our premiere price. It could be a question of here today, gone today for this cluster chain. $24.95 is not a price point that I would associate with this kind of item. You've got 35 carats of hand-faceted black spinel. You've got ½ meter length of sterling silver chain, and yet you've got so much more placed in the actual potential for design with this piece because of that little, because of the way it's been clustered on the strand. Can you see there? You've got twice the amount of rosary links, haven't you? There you go, $24.95. These are now literally flying out the door. 2/3 of the stock's now been allocated. If you've got this in your basket, you need to start checking out Anne, Mary, Kay, Brenda, Monica, Sarah, Lorna, Jodie. You've all got it in your basket. You're yet to check out. We've also now got a queue on our free phone number. I can tell you that price point of $24.95 is only available for 60 minutes, at which point it's going to go back up to $27.95. Already amazing deal, but I don't know if we'll have any remaining in stock in 60 minutes. It was a limited edition deal. We had 57 to begin with, and we've now got, well, we're approaching single figures of availability. I don't know exactly how many we've got, so grab that while you can. If you've got it in your basket, check out. Don't forget, 30-day money-back guarantee. So nothing to worry. Look at that there. Look at the way that that is reacting to the light. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Fantastic deal there. Still people coming through on the free phone number. Somebody's just multi-bought this. So if you've got it in your basket, you are now running the risk of missing out on this deal. Amazing opportunity to add black spinel set into your sterling silver chain, ½ meter length for $24.95. Out of this world. We're going to move on from that deal. Congratulations if you've already confirmed your order. We're going to move on. Oh yes. Is this Botswana agate? Because I think I might have seen this product once prior to this evening. I know that we're dealing with last of stock opportunity, but I was so impressed the first time I saw it, because traditionally when we see Botswana agate, we see more of the earthy colour tones. This has a kind of citrus-like feel to it, kind of zesty lemon tones. I think I might have been on a designer inspiration show, was it? Yeah. No, I remember talking to a designer about it. It might just be that there was a designer. Ah, that's what it was. We had a designer on the show when we did it, yes. We were just talking about how popular these colour tones actually are. People almost kind of really, I think they're underrated, if you like, because the golden tones combined with the storm cloud greys just seem to be really, really popular, apparently. You get over 700 carats of Botswana agate cabochons here. We know how popular cabochons are any time because soutache designers, wire workers. I think it might have been Laura Binding who was on the show when I did them with Kim. She was talking about, you know, creating wire pieces because they go with all of the very popular wire tones. We know Laura tends to favour the kind of copper tones, the antique bronze colour tones, and these are perfect for those. So that's, I think, where my association was with the product. Absolutely gorgeous. You get a huge array of cabochons here, real variation in the size and the cuts. Can't guarantee what you're going to get. Of course, it is done by carat weight. You are guaranteed to get over 700 carats in total, but you'll get potentially teardrop shapes and oval cuts here. If you do want to get involved with this, it is a last of stock opportunity, so you need to start dialing that free phone number as quickly as possible. It's already starting to fly out the door, and here comes our late show price point for the last in stock. It's $24.95 for over 700 carats of Botswana agate in your multi-shaped cabochons. There you go, that's a different variety, where you're getting slightly smaller carat weights on the cabochons, but a huge variety of cuts and sizes. Over 700 carats of Botswana agate, perfect for wire workers, soutache designers, macrame and kumihimo designers. What about alongside the wire mesh? So you can set it into the wire mesh. $24.95, over 700 carats in total of your Botswana agate cabochons. Flying out the door, and we know why. Cabochons are popular for so many disciplines, but then the Botswana agate as well. Look at the banding. Every single design totally unique. I'll leave that one with you. We're going to move on. These are gorgeous, aren't they? Luxury pearls coming to you in this kind of turquoise or teal tone. I'd probably say turquoise actually, because you're getting more of the brighter colour tones here. I mean, I'm just thinking spring commissions. Perfect, aren't they? Turquoise baroque pearls. They're 7x8mm in size. Pearls never go out of fashion. Well, not since Cleopatra, and through the ages these have been popular, and now even today with luxury jewellery design, these are still ever present in luxury jewellery designs, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. This colour tone, so popular. Beautiful turquoise tone, 7x8mm in size. Normally, what kind of price point would you associate with pearls? Three-figure sums potentially? Not here at JewelleryMaker. We bring you pearls at rock bottom prices because of the unique way we source our gemstones, because we've been working with the same pearl suppliers for over a decade. We can bring you wholesale deals on cultured pearls. It's not the broom cupboard, love. What's going on here? Hey, look at her. Turquoise pearls, already people flying in for this one. It is coming to you at an add it to your order price of $7.95. Oh! $6.95. They're celebrating now. $6.95 for turquoise baroque pearls, 7x8mm in size. There's nothing these won't go with. That's the thing. I'm looking at these, I'm thinking, what won't they go with? I got nothing. Amazing, $6.95, add it to your order deal. Make the most of your 1 P&P per day by adding these to your order as quickly as possible. I'm going to leave this one with you. We're going to move on to our next deal. We're going to try to fit in as many deals as we can before we announce the winner of our fantastic competition. Actually, I'm looking at these alongside Smoky Quartz because we talk about this colour combination quite a lot, particularly with some of our designers. Talking about the turquoise tones with the kind of chocolate browns, and we've got that here for you. Faceted. I mean, they're described as nuggets, but I'd almost describe them as like star cuts. They're like 3D stars. I mean, they're gorgeous, aren't they? 300 carats in total here, so you've got the organic mineral and giving you those kind of irregularities from the pearls, combined with that very uniformed and yet very dynamic cut on the Smoky Quartz. I love those together. That'd be a fantastic combination in a design, I think. 300 carats in total of your smoky quartz here. Once again, the lapidary's is doing all the hard work for you in terms of the cut that he's created. Over 300 carats in total. 10mm dimensions. And we are going to give you a late show jewellery maker price on this particular deal. Already people dialing through for this one, I'm not surprised. $7.95 for 300 carats. There is still some of the pearls available at $6.95, so if you want to add those to your order, details are right at the bottom of the screen. Look at that. You've actually got the best of both worlds here. You've got the chocolate brown tones and that golden hue coming through on one strand. I think it's because of the unique way it's been faceted. They are flying out the door, $7.95. I've just been asked to remind you, you've got about 60 seconds to get your entries in for the competition if you still want to enter, if you know the answer to all 4 questions, and the winner will be selected very, very soon. 300 carats in total, absolutely. $7.95 for 310 carats of gorgeous smoky quartz. I'm going for star faceted, something like that, rather than nuggets, because they're very uniform. Nuggets suggests to me something a little bit more irregular. $7.95 for over 300 carats. Amazing deal. And look at that lustre that you've got. I love that. Look at the... Can you see that? $7.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. We've got to move on. We want to fit in as many deals as we can. I've only got about 10 minutes late. That was a Freudian slip. 10 minutes left on the late show. There you go. More black spinner. Oh no, it's black onyx, yeah. Get black onyx. Get black onyx. It has been bezel set into sterling silver. So each individual gemstone, checkerboard faceted, and then just being cuddled by sterling silver. Marquise cut, very subtle variations ranging from 20 by 15 to 23 by 15. For me, again, all about that lustre. You can see there from the way it's been checkerboard faceted. Perfect. Top drilled, it's very easy to work with. $95 sterling silver, bezel settings. I know for a fact that you do get 7 individual gemstones. Perfect maybe as petals, but I'm thinking keep it simple. One of these on a length of chain. Could even put them alongside your Spinel. Ooh. Sterling silver all the way. Seven individual gemstones, 70 carats in total, on average 10 carats on each gemstone, checkerboard faceted, bezel set into sterling silver, and we are going to give you a late show price for the last in stock. Here comes our price point this evening for bezel set black onyx. Currently available for $27.95 for the next 60 minutes. We're going to give you a clearance deal. Really? £10 back in your pocket. Wow, those bezel set gemstones are really, really popular, and yet for the last in stock we have gone down to a ridiculous low. $17.95. Really? There you go. That price point is new to me because it's the lowest ever price, and in fact, if you miss it,
you miss out!
All in one. All in one. We got to fit them in now, Pete. It's all right because the competition's closed. Entries have been received, and I believe the winner's being chosen at random as we speak. So there you go. $17.95 for 70 carats of checkerboard faceted black onyx, bezel set into sterling silver, ticking every box at the lowest ever price. That's new to me. If you miss it,
you miss out!
Let's cram them in, Pete. Right, we're moving on. Let's do one more deal then while you pick that winner, guys. How about 8? Sorry, I don't know why I'm starting to reduce the show all of a sudden. It's just the colour. We saw this colour tone again. It's a new section. What is it? It's called Lowest Ever but New to Me, and if you miss it, you miss out. I love it. It's the newest section of the show, and it's got about 5 minutes to run before I finish here on the Late Show. It's pithy. That's what I like about it. Okay. 130 carats of amethyst. Hold on a minute. Is it actually going to the lowest ever? We've got carried away, haven't we? Oh, it's always been at one price. There you go then. Well, it is the lowest ever price then. 130 carats. It's not new to me though, is it? Oh, who cares? We're having fun for the last 5 minutes on the Late Show. I'll tell you what, Pete, fill your boots, sunshine. If you miss it, you miss it! That's right. He's still running. He's still going. He's still doing it. You miss out! 130 carats of perfectly faceted amethyst in the classic amethyst colour tone. This is 100% natural. This isn't enhanced in any way. This is exactly as Mother Nature intended it. And look at the consistency of colour. Amethyst purple. Ranging in size from 7x3 to 9x4. Let's have a look at the price point then. It's a must-have for all jewellery designers. It's $17.95. It's another incredible deal. Whether you want to put that alongside white pearls, maybe just as simple charms, earring designs, you can't go wrong. You need to have amethyst in your collection. That's the colour tone people are looking for. That's the lowest ever price for this strand. It's new to me, and if you miss it, you miss out! $17.95 for 130 carats of faceted amethyst rondelles. We're going to move on. Now what are you up to? Oh, Fran has texted in to say, does Vicky know what she's got to live up to on this shift? Good point. You're going to have a long chat with Vicky, aren't you? I don't think it's what she's got to live up to. I think it's what she's got to put up with. Not mentioning any names. I'll tell you what, my granny will be happy, Pete, because she won't be getting a hard deal anymore. She told me off being too horrible to Pete. It's our shtick. Okay, we're going to announce the winner of our competition. So this evening, because it's my last ever Late Show, and before you all start texting in, we'll cover all the bases right now with the answers to the questions. So it's my last Late Show. So we asked you a few questions. We asked you 4 quiz questions throughout the show. You had to send all 4 answers. They had to be correct, of course. You had to have your customer number attached to that. You all went into a prize draw, and the winner is going to receive this pearl and ruby necklace. So, I mean, it is a remarkable prize. This might be the highest value prize we've ever given away on the Late Show. Would you go along with that? Probably. Okay, so the first question was... Are we going to go through this quickly? Here we go. So, the first question was, according to Ed's catchphrase, if you miss it... You miss out! Whoa! Oh, okay. That's right, Pedro. You miss out, yes. Question 2. Ed has been a presenter, a producer, but what else has Ed been within the company? And the answer is sales manager. I've never mentioned it before, so well done if you got that one. Okay, question 3 was, which show is Ed moving to? The answer is the Designer Inspiration Show. And the final question was, who will be taking Ed's role on the Late Show? And the answer was Vicky Fields. You had to have the full name there. So, everybody that's provided all the correct answers and their customer number was entered into the prize draw about 6 or 7 minutes ago. We have selected a winner at random, and that lucky winner is going to receive this pearl and ruby necklace. The winner is... Jane from Tipperary! I'll tell you what, this necklace has got a long way to go. I'll see you on the 4th of February, 1 PM till 5 PM. Okay, so congratulations to Jane. That's amazing. Well done, Jane. Well done, congratulations. So you're going to win that ruby and pearl necklace. Congratulations, fantastic prize. Probably one of the highest value prizes we've ever given away. So what have we got? Yes, okay, so we're going to do a quick recap of the deals. We have been left with a few of these left in stock. Maybe people haven't checked out the baskets. Maybe people have changed their minds. Okay, if everybody checks out their basket, these are all gone. But until people check out their baskets, there is still some limited availability on this strand of Morganite and Aquamarine. Absolutely perfect. 40 carats, gorgeous colour saturation. Faceted to perfection. Across the continent, in France, in Belgium. There you go, we've got a buyer in Malaga who just took 4 strands of these. And of course, the length and breadth of the UK, $9.95. It's a 30 centimetre strand. Still people starting to dial up now. So somebody who's got it in their basket is going to miss out on that deal, I reckon. You've got to check out, guys. You know, don't say it to annoy you, but Alison, she's just put one in her basket. You know, she could put Norfolk on the map. $9.95. That particular deal. There you go. Morganite and Aquamarine for $9.95. Amazing deal. And then we also brought you the Spinel chain set into sterling silver. Chains is a cluster chain. Absolutely good. You get a ½ metre length, so it's incredible, really. And we gave you an exclusive launch price. Should have been $27.95. We've handed you back the equivalent of your P&P. So $24.95 was the price point, wasn't it? Our exclusive launch price. Is that correct? Oh, sorry. ½ metre length of Spinel cluster chain. 35 carats of Spinel. Well, we say ½ metre, but actually you're going to have more sterling silver than that because of the clusters. $24.95. Absolutely incredible. I love that. So it's 95 sterling silver, beautiful black Spinel Rondelles, available at an exclusive launch price of $24.95. Again, we had a huge number of people multi-buying that deal, basically because of the amount of value that will add to your particular designs. Now that is rather impressive, isn't it? Did you want to fit in one more deal? Yeah? Oh, this is gorgeous. When I first saw it, it looked to me, to my eyes, like it was London blue topaz. It's actually blue quartz. It's got the same colour tones, hasn't it? That same kind of midnight blue that we associate with blue topaz. Faceted rondelles. They range in size from 3x2 to 4x3. And you get a 36 centimetre strand here. It's going to be coming to you at an add it to your order price this evening. Best way to maximise on your 1 P&P per day. Don't forget that runs from midnight to midnight. And we have launched 35 carats of coated blue quartz for $6.95. Fantastic way to make the most of your 1 P&P per day. And that's our job here on The Late Show. That's always been our aim, to provide you with add it to your order prices. This stock is flying out the door. The blue coated quartz, almost, as I say, emulating London blue topaz. Lots of familiar names there. If you've got your order up and running earlier on today and you've paid your $2.95, then you can have that to your order right now for $6.95. Okay, I've only got a third of the stock remaining. And Sue, Hazel, Loretto, Teresa, you've all got it in your basket. You need to check out. People are multi-buying that on the free phone number, just $6.95. I'm going to leave that one there. And I suppose that's about it, really, because it has been my final Late Show this evening. As I say, the Late Show is really designed for us to have a little bit of fun and for us to bring you last of stock opportunities, maybe items that you've missed out on previously, going down to the lowest ever prices. That's how we clear out the stock. And so I think we've done quite a good job. I've always been proud of the shows that we've brought you here at JewelleryMaker over my time, over the last 12 to 18 months, presenting on The Late Show. I have to say, my team of Pete, Sam, Liam and Bruce have been incredible because, of course, it was a new role to me. As you can see, I've predominantly worked behind the scenes previously. I did originally train as a presenter, but I went into producing, and so, you know, I needed a bit of support, and my team have been fantastic over the last 12 months. So thank you so much, you guys. You've been amazing. I will miss you because I'm moving to the Designer Inspiration show on the other shift side, so I'll be alongside Claire next Wednesday. Oh, I saw that earlier today, actually. Teen Trends, that's an interesting kind of concept, really, isn't it, to create more fashion-led jewellery. So I'll be with Claire on the 4th of February. That's my first ever day, and I think Mark's also launching a DVD that morning, so it's going to be a busy day. But yeah, you'll be joined on The Late Show by Vicky Field. Thank you for joining us, and good night.
Hi there, my name's Vicky and you can join me on The Late Show from the 2nd of February. Don't you worry about Ed McKay, you can catch him on the Designer Inspiration Show. See you soon!
Here at JewelleryMaker, our in-house gemologists don't just check and verify the gemstones, but they give the final seal of quality control.
Well, my name's Sheila and today I've been on the macrame wirework course. It's a brand new course. I was a little bit worried as to how it was going to go on because when I did another macrame course I had a bit of a problem getting everything to work, but Mark is extremely patient. He's been very good going around with everybody and making sure that they're happy with what they're doing, and if you do get stuck on anything, it's not a problem. He just comes around and sorts it out for you. I think the macrame wirework course is going to be a real good seller because you can do so much with it. There are so many different techniques within it which make it look complicated, but it isn't really. When you break them down, it's quite simple, and I would thoroughly recommend it to anyone who wants to do a workshop.